You, if it's 2 a.m. for you, you don't need to stay awake, brother. The VOD will always be here. The VOD will be here. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. You can go sleepy eepy mode. Hey boys, does this stream look fine? Let me know, because I've never gotten this before, but YouTube just threw me an error saying that I need to change the video resolution. It says the current resolution is 1440p, but it's expected to be 1920 by 1080. But I always stream in 1440. So if there's any issues on the stream, let me know, and I guess I'll change it. But I've never seen them throw that error at me before. Yeah, it's just the stream starting, but like, as long as the quality looks fine right now, then it should be fine. Yeah, okay, sick. All right, hello everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday or whatever day it is for you. I know I've got a lot of viewers from different places and time zones are wonky. So whatever day it is for you, I hope you're having a great morning, a great night, a great evening, wherever you are. So this is going to be a little like what's the word I'm looking for? Hold on, let me not do battle music. There we go. We'll just have it on Limbo here for a second. So this is basically like a rework, like a redo of something that we tried to do for Honkai Star Rail, which was Community Theory of the Month. That's what it was called back in Star Rail. But this time, first of all, Mushroom is here. Dedicated lore keeper right here. it was called Community Theory of the Month in Hawkeye Star Rail, and the idea was to try and get the community together to like get on a topic, and not necessarily. This isn't going to be necessarily coming up with theories, but yes, I do want to try to make Fairy Radio kind of be like a sort of series where it's just going to be sessions of us getting together and talking about the lore of ZZZ and, you know, whatever ideas we have. I know right now the game is new, and both the official Hoyo wiki and the fan wiki do not have a lot of information on them at all. So instead of starting this stream off with the main topic that we'll be like discussing towards the end of the stream, which is breaking down the cutscene that we get after obtaining Fairy, that little like weird cutscene with the hollow like expanding and whatnot, I wanted to spend the first bit of this stream just chilling, vibing with you guys, and answering any questions you have on the lore of ZZZ. Like literally any questions you guys have. If there's like an interesting topic that you guys want to talk about, you can just bring it up in chat, and then we can discuss like what the topic is about, or if you think the story is going to be headed in this way, we can talk about if we have evidence supporting that or not. But it's just going to be a big chill session. We technically will not be like playing the game on this stream, but I do have the game launch so that we can pull up examples and like have evidence if we need to like bring up evidence for something. Which also about that, if you guys ask a question and I give an answer and you want to know like how we figured that out or like where the evidence for that is, just ask and I'm sure I can find something. Like I'm sure I can just pull something up for proving that information is correct. You can't wait to have the Victoria Factions Master to be revealed. Yeah, that would be pretty sick. That'd be pretty sick. We did just do the Lycan's quest yesterday, and he did bring it up the master up quite a few times. So I am also interested. Yes. Question number 1. The hell is Sokaku? Are Oni/demons normal? Also, is Miyabi not a Kitsune? Miyabi is a fox theron. As for Oni or demons, the only example that we have of Oni or demons is Sokaku. But I would say that it is normal. Like, I'm sure there are more than just Sokaku, but I mean, I don't think demons are necessarily as normal as Therons are. Bum, bum. Dude, the music in this game is so good, though. For real. Why the VHS tapes? Is so that you can recover it in case of a hollow disaster. The reason why they do a lot of the older technology stuff is because it's not like advanced, and so it doesn't corrupt as easily in hollows or ether exposure. Do I think Fairy and the other AIs are going to fuse into something? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to get like a fusion type beat, but I think it will be I think it would be really interesting to see who is going to get the other AIs, because clearly, I mean, the other AIs are going to be awakened, right? Like at some point the AIs all will be activated, but I'm curious as to if we're going to collect them all, or if there's going to be other people that collect the other AIs and sort of become like, not necessarily rivals, but, you know. Hold on, I'm going to turn the music down just a tad bit. I think the music might be a little too loud. There we go. There we go. What do we know of the MC's past? So, that's a good question. We don't know a lot. What we do know about the MC's past is that they did grow up in the old capital before it fell, which is Eridu. So they grew up in Eridu, and they are investigating something. They have mentioned before that they're kind of looking into their teacher's lifelong dream. However, we don't really have any indication of who their teacher is. But there are some hints that when they were growing up in Eridu, that they were a part of this sort of like research group. It could be that they were part of the Helios Research Institute. which is the institution that led the HDD system into existence. But we don't have any actual proof besides the photo in the office, which shows Wise and Bell like when they're around 14, 15, back in Eridu. And it does look like they're either a part of the Helios Academy or as part of some kind of research institute, because they have a similar attire to the research people that you can see in Hollow Zero sometimes. So one idea I have is that the large Void Hunter is an android, which is why he's so big. Something else is that most of it, if not all, the Void Hunters have rectangular boxes somewhere on their person. By the large Void Hunter, you're talking about like literally the big robot dude that was part of the that showed up in the background with the pink-haired lady. Because yes, I do think that he was an android, or at least some sort of robot man. Yeah, the Falkenhayn group. The Falkenhayn troop. But you won't be watching the VHS in a hollow. Will you? No, that is true. But, I mean, yes, it would be easier to recover the actual data if it was, like, not easily corrupted. Really cracked theory. I think Lady Sunbringer is Wise and Bell's ancestor/mom. Sunbringer, Helios bringing the sun in his chariot. She's got something to do with Helios Institute, and I know it. I have seen that. I have actually seen that theory around quite a bit, and I'm not totally opposed to that idea, because we do know quite a lot about the wiring and inside work of Bangbu, which, I mean, so does Mr. Man at the at Turbo Shop. But it's not like, so like anyone can know a lot about Bangbu, but we do also like have a lot of Bangbu. So Enzo, yes, my man Enzo. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that idea. We don't really have too much evidence to support or disprove that idea, but I do think it'd be sick. I do think it would be cool. Is it known who is the master of Victoria House they're working for right now, or the ballot? We don't know their actual master. I don't think they've ever actually said who their master is. It makes sense after a post-apocalypse you'd use older tech for your entertainment. It's like if you go to TD Studio or Hollywood anymore. I think it is really interesting that they did still like keep a lot of the movies and some media from Eridu, like from the old capital. You want to get Ghost for obvious reasons. I like the other AIs weren't antagonists, but knowing Hoyo, the chances are slim. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I think it depends on how the user uses them, right? Because technically we could use, like, we tell Fairy to not spy on stuff, but I think if like an evil person ends up getting one of the other AIs, then it could be used as in an antagonistic way. But I don't think the AIs themselves will inherently be antagonistic, if that makes sense. What if we battle for the AI at some point to restore peace or destroy everything ourselves? I think it would be, like I said, I think it's be interesting if other people end up getting the other AIs and they become sort of like competitors. But yeah, I mean, it would be interesting if we are gonna end up trying to collect all the AIs together. Do we know anything about the species of the Firehead Professor? Who, no. So, yes, Arke. Professor Arke is the first and only example of, like, a human figure that's not actually, like, human or animal-like. Like, he just straight up looks like energy. So, no, we have literally no idea what species Arke was, or if he's, like, one of a kind or not. Yeah, there is the Purple Ghost mentions Arke kind of reminds of the fire of the Miyabi's demon friend. That is the closest thing we have is Miyabi's little demon thing, but we also don't really know what is behind that dude, like that little ghost thing. We have no idea what it is or where it came from or if they tamed it. What do you think 2.0 or 3.0 big patches will be? New districts in the city? Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting if we could start exploring outside of Eridu, but yes, I do think that bigger patches will probably be like bigger districts or expansions to current districts. That'd be nice to see. Do you think we'll get an MC character that can have all the elements similar to Genshin or Honkai Star MC? I don't think so. I don't think so. Just because if we were gonna get that, I think we would have had it on 1.0 already. I mean, unless like the closest thing that I could think of if we were gonna get that would be someone in the Cunning Hares, or maybe just the Cunning Hares in general. But I don't think so. I don't think we will. Sorry, there's so many chats, so many questions going in different routes. You think Fairy has its own agenda? I think the AIs do have their own quest. I mean, like Fairy mentioned before, I mean, we're waiting for the opportunity. So she's probably doing stuff in the background to try and get us to reach whatever the opportunity is that they're going for. For the characters with prosthetics / missing body parts, do we have any fun theories on how they lost those? I don't think. I mean, I haven't come up with any theories. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple fan theories out there of what happened, but no, I haven't. I think it would be interesting. I actually don't remember. We just did Lycan's quest yesterday, but I didn't check his legs. Did he have his legs normally in Lycan's agent quest yesterday? I should have looked at that. I didn't even pay attention to that. Wish we could explore the ruins. I'm sure at some point we will be able to explore, like, actually explore the ruins. I think that'd be sick. He did have his legs before? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if he willingly... His first trust level, he talks about his legs. Yeah, I wonder if he, like, willingly replaced them with robo legs just to have, like, a special thing on them, or... I need to get their trust up. There's a lot of trust character, or there's a lot of lore and the characters trust things, and I only have Anby at level 4 right now. Do species like Sokaku or the pink-haired angel girl from the lore trailer have a name or group? No. We haven't really been able to talk to Sokaku, so can we do Sokaku's trust right now? I actually don't know. Maybe she'll talk about it in the trust, but no, we don't know, and neither the angel girl we also don't know. But the angel girl, I'm pretty sure, is just some sort of Theron. So it's not. I think she would be thrown into the Theron thing. I think Sokaku is special. I don't think Sokaku. Well, technically, a Theron is anything that's not human, so she would still like fit into being a Theron. But I think there is something special about Sokaku specifically. You think the Divine Maze would be some sort of oh yeah, someone asked about the Divine Maze earlier. Do you have any idea what the Divine Maze may be? Not inherently. I think it is basically just a very complicated hollow type of deal, because the Divine Maze is going to be ideally inside of a hollow, and so it might just be a hollow that distorted the area a lot more than what a hollow normally does. We saw an area that kind of looks like Mad Max with the Sons of Caldone, so I'm guessing it's the Outer Ring. Yes, there is the Outer Ring, which it looks like we'll probably be going there next patch, like next update, we'll be going to the Outer Ring. My theory is that there are a group that worships hollows and seeks to evolve humans through hollow energy, hence exalt, they praise the hollow. Yeah, they, that's, I've seen some people talking about that with Professor RK specifically, because of the way that he has like his little fire thing, that he may have somehow found a way to like evolve with the ether. The suit he's wearing is pretty interesting. I was talking about it in the Discord the other day, but I think it'd be really interesting if Professor RK is basically in like a constant state of corruption, but his suit is like keeping the corruption down, and that's why he's still like in Hollow Zero. But we literally have nothing on. We have nothing on it. That's just a theory. No, we do not have anything on the Dark Wall. However, it was pointed out, and I can actually show this in game. It was pointed out for the dark wall that whenever you go to, well, one, it looks very similar to the walls that show up around the hollows in the HDD system, like the little like moving cubes and stuff. It looks the exact same as in the lore trailer. And then also, if you go to the workbench and you go to Hollow Zero, this looks exactly like the dark wall, which, I mean, we have no evidence if that is actually connected or not, but some people were saying that, or in that one stream that it was brought up, we were saying that it might be the case that the dark wall could have been kind of like a shell around Hollow Zero that they had to push back to like kind of get to Hollow Zero. But yeah, this does look very similar to how the dark wall was shown in the lore teaser, but there's not an actual, like, we can't prove that, if that makes any sense. We've had a literal background shot of whatever the dark wall is, and it wasn't even a full shot. It was just the one side of the wall. Divine Mage sounds like a cool in-game mode, not gonna lie. That would be sick. That would be a good in-game name. I don't think we're going to have a chapter about the Sons of Khaldun in 1.1 because we don't have any new characters from this faction next update. I do think we will be going to the Outer Ring in 1.1 because if you guys have not done Chapter 3, I'm not going to spoil it, but I mean, Chapter 3 sets it up perfectly to go after Pearlman, who went to the Outer Ring. Do you think we'll have Zhu Yuwen's help? Do you think we'll have Zhu Yuwen help us with the Outer Ring? I remember how they said something about how PubSec have no control. Yeah, PubSec does not have jurisdiction in the Outer Ring. It would be interesting to see if we are able to bring them out there, but I don't know if she would agree or if, like, what they would really do there since they don't actually have jurisdiction. I'm not sure. I think we definitely will bring Billy with us. Billy is from the Outer Ring, so I mean, it'd be nice to at least get some sort of backstory for Billy while we're there in the Outer Ring. Also, Billy is still in touch with a gang leader in the Outer Ring, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was his, like the person that originally gave Billy his name and then let him like leave. You think PubSec will be chasing down Perlman in the outskirts? But since they have no jurisdiction, I don't know how far they would actually chase him. But, I mean, yes. I wouldn't be surprised if they did try. At least before he actually reaches the Outer Ring. What do you think the outside of New Eridu is like? It's just a bunch of bubbles/hollows as soon as you leave the city? Not necessarily, because if you look at the map that they give us at the... let me see if I can pull it up. If you look at the map that they give you in the lore teaser, if that map is actually like current, and by current I mean at least somewhat recent. Zenless Zone 0. Then there aren't too many hollows around New Eridu. It's mostly around the Eridu ruins of like old Eridu. But the actual like New Eridu area, there's not that many. There's not that many hollows. So, I mean, the Outer Ring, I think you'll be fine. That's what's basically outside of New Eridu is just the Outer Ring. The question is, how big is the Outer Ring? Because we have no visual on like how big the Outer Ring actually is.
Can animals transform into ethereals? If you're talking about can Therans get corrupted, why is this not zooming? Okay, I have no idea why that's not zooming. Anyway, let's go back to the question. Where did I see that? Can animals transform into ethereals? If some ethereal animals from the Outer Ring could be amazing, imagine a corrupted snake or scorpion. Yes, I mean, oh, okay. If you just mean like straight up animals, I don't think we have an example of that besides like the dogs. But that wasn't really, I don't know if that was technically from like an animal. Because if we go to the database, right, and we look at the description for the dog, where is the dog? Yeah, this thing. Sentient living ether resembling a four-legged beast. But they have no... They don't say specifically that it was an animal that corrupted. Therans can be corrupted, but I don't. We have no actual proof of an animal doing so. But since any intelligent life can be corrupted, I would not be surprised if yes, animals themselves can be corrupted into an ethereal. Anything intelligent can be corrupted. So. Streaming at this time. Yeah, I tried to do an earlier stream. That way we could get more people in. But I know the time zones are different, so I know there's a lot of people that couldn't make it. But it's okay, the VOD will be there. The VOD will be there. Corrupted calculator. Yeah, the Heidi, they don't say specifically that they're animals. It just says that they're sentient living ether resembling a four-legged beast. I mean, it could be an actual animal. They just haven't actually said it. Do you think we'll ever team up with Proman, considering he was kind of betrayed? I don't know. I mean, I think there might be... there is definitely a way that they could set the story up to where we would have to kind of be like buddy-buddy with Proman, but it would only be for a specific instance, and then we would go back to being enemies. I don't think he would ever become like a permanent ally or anything like that. It'll be desert area around the city. It's going to be like a western setting in the Outer Ring, yes. Yeah. Could an AI like Fairy be possibly corrupted then? That is something that I've been discussing with a couple other lore YouTubers about, because I think technically she can, because she is intelligent enough, but we were talking about, because AI can pass the forbidden fruit test. The forbidden fruit test is where an AI is intelligent enough to be considered like to have a soul, like to have their own personality. And so we were debating on if Fairy could be corrupted, because she technically, the way she speaks, she has not passed the forbidden fruit test. But since normal, like, dummy AI has been corrupted, which we've seen in Camellia Golden Week, which I know a lot of you guys haven't experienced yet, but Camellia Golden Week from the beta, there was an instance of where, like, lower-end AI still ended up getting corrupted. So. Throw Perman back into the trash can. Yeah, that trash can should be where he lives, actually. You hope Inky will get corrupted. Oh, actually, that's a great point. Thank you for pulling that up. Yeah, animals can definitely get corrupted. Animals can get corrupted. If you go to Inky... oh, I can't do it because I don't have him... I don't have Inky, the trust up. Oh, wait, yes, I do. What does it say it? Oh, does it not have it on here? Oh, interesting. It doesn't have it on here. In the beta, I could probably pull it up at some point, but it is stated that Inky has, like, good ether resistance, which is odd because they shouldn't, apparently, is what it said. But it doesn't have it here. Maybe if you rank Inky up, it'll say it, because I know you can get more, like, if you rank them up, but... Inky is stated to have an ether resistance, so yes, animals can probably get corrupted, since they are sentient. Will we ever explore the moon and the giant hull that seems to be on the other side? Going to space would be so cool. I don't think we have the technology to go to space right now. At least new Eridu doesn't. I mean, we may, but I think right now we're kind of stuck here. I think the only instance that we would go to the moon is if somehow a hollow, like, fissure somehow teleported us to the moon, which... that would be spooky. But I don't know. I think it would be interesting. It is very Hoyo to go to the moon. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we did at some point. Like, towards the very end. We do have satellites, yes. Yeah, we do have satellites. I mean, to be fair, the satellites could have been up before the fall. Because the thing is we, like... when I say we, Eridu had very, very advanced technology... before it actually collapsed.
but during the transfer from Eridu to New Eridu, they did lose a lot of the technology and materials that Eridu had, which is stated by Billy talking about the fact that he's made from very rare materials before the collapse, which you can't really find anymore. You want animals to be able to transform into ethereals just to have a zoo, just to have a zoo that got swallowed up. That's so sad. That's so sad. I mean, it would be cool to see the different animal ethereals though, and fight them all. That'd be sick. But that is sad. So the dark side of the moon, now considered the hollow infested part. Yeah, well, one of the discussions that came up in the Discord with the hollows on the moon is it nighttime? Can I go to the I wonder if I can pull the moon up. Anyway, the one of the discussions that came up about the moon is the fact that while the hollows are there, intelligent life does not need to be present for hollows to become a thing. Ethereals need intelligent life to kind of spawn, but hollows themselves don't need intelligent life to become a thing. So there is a very high chance that it's a very big hollow on the moon, but there aren't a lot of ethereals because there's not a lot of intelligent life on the moon, unless, like someone mentioned before, there was a moon base. And then if there was a moon base with like actual people on it, and then they got swallowed up in the hollow, then whatever ethereal they turned into is constantly absorbing ether energy and is probably a giant mutant up on the moon. But yeah. Do you think Topz are involved in creating the hollows? I would not be surprised if Topz were involved in something with the creation or appearance of hollows. Just because Topz is known to be literally just full of a team up of the most corrupt companies that could possibly be in Eridu. So yes. What is the point of the military? Who even is the enemy of the military? Well, there's different sections of the military. But if you're talking about like public security is literally just like the protection of like normal people against crimes. Like they're literally just cops. PubSec is literally just cops. In fact, if you you could run into Sokaku and I forgot his name, but the bow guy with like the two swords. You can run into them right here in front of the statue, and when you talk to them, Sokaku's like, why are we just like waiting time here? And Asaba, it's the one that starts with an H. Yeah, is it yeah, Haramasa. Yeah. Haramasa, that's the one. Haramasa says that they want to is Asaba their first name? I got you. Yeah, Haramasa was like, I want to wait here. That way PubSec can like try to do something first, because otherwise they're going to say that we're stealing their power, like that we're stealing the show. And so, yeah, the PubSec is literally just cops, but Hand is kind of like the SWAT team. The Defense Force in general, though, like in terms of Obsidian Division and the White Star Institute and all these soldiers here at the Scott Outpost, their whole thing is to keep the Zenless limit of Hollow Zero down. Because if the energy in Hollow Zero surpasses the Zenless limit, then we're, lack of a better term, absolutely screwed. If it continues to go past the Zenless limit. And so they use the Shiyu pillars to kind of have like a passive mine of the ether material to, one, power the city, and two, lower the actual ether energy inside of Hollow Zero itself. But then they also do have to send people in to kill ethereals to lower it as well. Because they can't just passively take it. It's constantly gaining ether energy, so they have to constantly like try to lower it down. Did you see the lore video for Honkai Star Rail? I did. Yes, I did. Asaba's their last name. His name has been an Eastern last name for... Oh, okay, got you. Oh, yes. Odds are Zenless takes place on Earth.
but they haven't actually said. So Zenless limit. Oh yes. So for those who don't know what the Zenless limit is, the Zenless limit is the amount of ether energy that like one of the main hollows can hold before it spawns a companion hollow. So for example, if the Zenless limit were to if the ether energy were to surpass the Zenless limit in Hollow 0, then it would spawn a new main hollow, because there are 6 main hollows that spawned from Hollow 0, and a lot of the smaller hollows that we deal with are companion hollows off of the main hollows that are companion hollows to Hollow 0. It's kind of like a branching tree type of deal. But the Zenless limit is basically just the limit in which it will spawn a companion hollow. Is 3 Gates military part of the defense force, or is that different? They're not like inherently a part of the defense force, but they do create a lot of the robots like that the defense force will use. 3 Gates is known for like Bellabog coming up with the what's the word that I'm looking for just creating the robots that they use in Hollows. What do Shiyu pillars used for again? Shiyu pillars are these things. These are the Shiyu pillars right here. These giant pillars. They basically passively mine the ether energy out of Hollow 0, and they use it to 1, try to keep Hollow 0 under control, and 2, they use the energy that they mine with using the Shiyu pillars to power New Eridu. That's like how they power the city. That's their energy source here. Do Shiyu pillars help in slowing down reaching Zenless limit? Yeah, the Shiyu pillars are always passively mining the ether energy out of Hollow 0, not at a massive rate, right? Because if it was at a massive rate, then we wouldn't really have to worry about it, because we could just like shrink Hollow 0. Hollow 0 is always producing more ether energy than the Shiyu pillars are able to mine. Bum, 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 bum. Do you think it's possible to stop the hollow from growing or get rid of one entirely? You can get rid of a hollow, yes. As if you lower the amount of ether energy in a hollow, it will begin to shrink. And then if you lower it enough, then the hollow itself will collapse. And while we have not actually seen an example of that happen in game, they do talk about the fact that they have collapsed hollows before. And the defense force actively tries to close as many companion hollows off of the main hollows as they can when they can, because they don't want hollows to stick around. But yes, you can destroy hollows if you lower the ether energy down enough. What do you make of mask fragment found inside the construction vehicle? Found inside the construction vehicle boss's corpse. And how the MC's eyes hurt when looking at the boss. So the only lead that we have for the eye thing that happened with the sacrifice that happened in chapter 2 is the fact that in chapter 3 it is very apparent with the way that whatever sibling you chose speaks on when Eos was getting chased, that whatever happens to Eos when we are connected to Eos through the HDD system will affect us as well. And so since the sacrifice was actively trying to absorb everything robotic around it in chapter 2, when it originally like bursted or like was projecting ether energy out and absorbed the other robots, then it tried to do it to Eos. And that's when it like affected our eye thing. So I think there is more like a deeper reasoning to the eye thing, but technically that's the only actual evidence we have in game, is the fact that whatever affects Eos seems to affect us when we're connected as well. Is the Marcel group in Topz? We don't. I can actually tell you the Odds are, probably. I would not be surprised. But the only dedicated companies that that have been listed as a part of Topz is, I have it written down. These companies, the only confirmed companies in the Topz Alliance are High Ambitions, which is a financial giant, Saint Lean, which is a food and daily goods company, and then the Jonathan Corporation, which originally dealt in core ether-related business and had a background in construction and also provided ether corruption medical services in the past. But those are the only ones that we have, like, confirmed to be a part of the Topz Alliance. Which I'm also taking notes on what you guys are talking about, so that I can go back through this later. ZZZ got a Johnson Johnson. Can't wait to see the other Void Hunters. Yeah, I know. Me too. Me too. I have mentioned it before, but I do not think we will see a lot of the Void Hunters from that teaser trailer, because that happened a while ago. I think we will see the descendants of them, but the only time that I think we'll see the actual characters, the Void Hunters that were shown in the lore teaser, are 1, if they were Theron and they age slower, or 2, if they're an android, like that one big robot dude, or 3, if for some reason Hollow's slow aging, which we don't have actual proof of that yet. There are some hints, but no proof. Is it stated who created the pillars? Could it be that a corporation with a monetary incentive is behind the continued mining of the ether, of the energy, or the continued presence of hollows? We don't have a specific name as to who created the pillars, no. Unfortunately not. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was something to do with the Topz Alliance, or maybe the Defense Force themselves made it. There's no actual confirmation on that yet. You find it interesting that Hollow Zero is called Limbo, aka Oblivion, a religious afterlife reference. Yeah, it is really interesting. They also, have we ever had a character call it Limbo? We've only seen it called Limbo in text. And also, it says Limbo, if you guys didn't notice, it does say Limbo here, like literally on the map. They have it listed as Hollow Limbo, which this is, I mean, this should be Hollow Zero. Which also, that means the Pluto quarter we haven't even been to yet. Topz, we don't have the acronym, I don't think. But hand is, hold on, what is hand? I had it written down. Hold on, let me pull it up. I always forget what hand is off the top of my head. HAND stands for Hollow Affairs and Neutralization Department. That's what HAND stands for. Hollow Affairs and Neutralization Department. You just realized that Jane Doe's robot tail is probably there because she cut her original one off to pass as a cat better. I don't really think she's trying to pass as a cat for realsies. I think she was joking in her intro because she doesn't look like a cat. Her tail is also too long to be a cat's tail. At least if we compare it to Nekomata's tail. Do we have anything more about the rest of the Obel faction, or what it even is? I need more teammates for my Gold Soldier 11. I mean, we know that there is another teammate in the Obsidian division called why did I just forget her name? You guys know who it is. Chat, help me. I completely just dropped her name. Trigger. Yes, Trigger. Yep, there it is. There it is in chat. Yeah. So that's the only other named person that we have of Obel Squad. But also, by the way, I don't look at leaks, so don't discuss leaks in chat because I try to avoid leaks. That'd be epic. Appreciate it. Yes, the Scott Outpost music in the music box is also called Limbo, which is really interesting. Yeah, but 11 and Trigger are the only node members of Obsidian Division. But we know the Obsidian Division is like a military group, which apparently has mass traders, it looks like. There is something going on with the Obsidian Division. Do insect theorins exist? We have no proof, but I wouldn't be surprised if they added that at some point. I think they... in an interview, they were saying that they weren't going to go heavy on like the Theron thing, but then they thought it was cool because it provided a lot of really unique designs. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually went full on and just did a bunch of like cool animal type characters. Just to make them unique. Trigger was in the story, not visually, but we did have a conversation with Trigger like directly in Soldier 11's Agent Quest. Any thought that she's playable? Odds are Trigger will be playable. We have no confirmation, but I would not... The fact that she has a unique voice and a name, I would be absolutely surprised if Trigger was not playable. Also, I do not think they will ever have a faction with literally just one person. Like, always. I think they will always end up adding someone else. So, I do think Soldier 11 will have a teammate, and it will be Trigger at some point. You're confused about something. Is Hollow Zero the first Hollow ever? If so, this is a fantastic question. If so, then how are the Hollows on the moon? Are they the main Hollows from Hollow Zero, or are they a completely separate thing? That is a very common misconception. Hollow Zero is not the first Hollow ever. Hollow Zero is the first Hollow in Eridu, but Hollow Zero is not the first Hollow to ever appear. Hollows have been around before Hollow Zero. Eridu was built as a defense against the Hollows, and then after a while, Hollow Zero appeared inside of Eridu, and the Void Hunters had to try and defend against Hollow Zero. And all of the companion Hollows that were coming after it. I do not consider the live-action trailer for ZZZ canon. I don't consider that canon. I don't think it should be canon, just because it's I don't know, it's weird. I don't know... I don't think that should be canon. I mean, if you guys want to say it's canon, I guess we can talk about it, but I think that was just kind of like a cool little live-action trailer. I don't think it was supposed to be a canon thing. Yeah, Hollow Zero is the first Hollow that appeared in Eridu, and is also the Hollow that made the old capital collapse. It is the one that consumed it. And to also clarify that, Hollow Zero did not immediately collapse the old capital when it appeared. They were fighting against Hollow Zero for a while before it like expanded. It was the expansion of Hollow Zero that consumed Eridu, not its appearance. Will we ever go to the other main Hollows for exploration? I think we will. I mean, we've gone to 2 of them so far. We've gone to 2 of them so far, or at least the area of it. We've gone to the Cretan Hollow and the Limnian Hollow. I forgot a name, but during Trust event with Soldier 11, a random one, not one from the DM, I heard about a robot teammate of hers that she was trying to get into. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I haven't gotten Soldier 11's Trust up yet, so that I haven't seen or heard, but that is interesting. I mean, it'd be really nice to hear more about Soldier 11's teammates. That'd be sick. Do you have any idea on who the daughter of the military leader is? I was looking into it. I was thinking it could be the girl in a lot of posters. The daughter on the military leader. Are you talking about the one that Soldier like burns up? Is that the one that you're talking about, or are you talking about a different one? I'll need a little bit more clarification on that one. Faction with one character's like, I am the faction. Did Lady Sunbringer close Hive Hollow in Sky or mean Moon? I don't think it was the one on the moon. I do think it was a hollow that was kind of blocking the sun, and that's why she's called Sunbringer, because when she destroyed the hollow, then it brought the sunlight back. But we unfortunately do not have any information on if hollows can float in midair, or anything on the actual live, like, Hive Lord Hollow. But it does say in the sky. I feel like if it was on, if they were talking about the one on the moon, then they would have said the moon hollow. The government and HIA would benefit greatly from being able to send signals in and out of hollows. Why has the Helios Institute not shared that tech? Well, it could be that they didn't have... Okay, how do I want to say this? If I can pull this up and actually show you, then it'd be a lot easier. On the HDD system, where it says that it's led by the Helios Research Institute, which it's a gamble if it'll actually show it on the screen sometimes. It's literally random. There is an instance where it'll say that the author is like W.B. And so if... This is literally all just if the theories connect together, then if Wise and Bell were the ones who wrote the system for the HDD, like were the authors of the system of the HDD while they worked at the Helios Research Institute, then it could just be that while they were working on it, the expansion happened and they were able to escape with the HDD system. But since they were the ones who wrote the actual project, then the Defense Force doesn't have it. But you are right. I mean, if they did have it, they should have shared it. Because that would be huge for the Defense Force if they could send signals in and out. You don't think Eridu was founded to combat hollows? New Eridu definitely was, but I think Eridu was around a normal city before. I don't think so. I think Eridu was definitely founded as a sort of protection against hollows, because the quote from the first mayor like sounds like he's talking about the hollow disaster. Like hollows in general. I'll pull it up so I can get the quote. But there isn't really a reason for him to be talking about what he's talking about if he's not talking about hollows. Let me see. Let me pull it up. And it was a quote from the first mayor of Eridu as well. We can put an end to evil and split the heavens. We can walk out of the fog and step closer to the truth. This is our nation, forever standing tall, and with the power to accomplish miracles. The first mayor of Eridu. So, I think Eridu was 100% a city that was developed as a sort of protection against hollows, and then Hollow Zero appeared in Eridu, and then it became a cluster of trying to do stuff. What's your level? I think I'm 40. I'm 30. I am almost 40. I am literally like one thing away from 40. Hold on, let me back over here. Here's an interesting CN theory. One of the keywords in the PV, which is the Chinese translation of Cylons from the show Battleship Galacta, and a race of sentient robots. Do you think what the female voice said information on us? She meant the deep database the info has on Cylons of old Eridu, possibly a race of sentient robots who created the 4 AIs, and has their own goals. I don't know. I don't think the AIs were... I don't think the AIs were developed in Eridu's time. I think they were developed in New Eridu's time, because the way that they talk about the information they're finding is like it's completely new. And if they were like made in Eridu's time, they would have a lot easier time accessing or knowing the information that they were stealing from the internet system. Because they were like, oh, this is information sealed from Eridu's time. So, I don't know. I originally thought that because Ferry was taken from the White Star Institute, I don't know if I actually believe the White Star Institute made the AIs or not, but when I originally heard them saying, oh, even some information on us, I thought it was pointing towards the White Star Institute or the Topz Alliance. One of those two. But Ferry was stolen from the White Star Institute. How the White Star Institute either got Ferry or stole Ferry, I have no idea. Do we know how old Wise and Bell are, more or less? They should be around 24 or 25. And I could go into an entire explanation on that, because I've been doing a lot of research for the timeline, but... yes. The collapse of Eridu happened about 10 to 12 years ago. That's when Eridu actually collapsed, was 10 to 12 years ago. Which that fits in with this, because if we were a part of the research institute before the collapse, we would probably be around 14 years old here. So if we're like 25 and it was about 10, 12 years ago, I mean, this photo matches. It fits the timeline. Who do you think, who's their master? If you're talking about the MC's master, like who they say their teacher is, we don't have any actual hint. I think it would be interesting if it was Professor Arke, but we don't know. Yeah, Kolita should be about 21 to 22 right now. Kolita's the same age as Nicole, or around the same age as Nicole. And that is proven because Kolita's backstory was before the collapse, literally the day before the collapse, and Nicole's teaser trailer where she's in the orphanage is after the collapse, and they were around, that you can look at them, they look around the same age. Weiss and Bo could have been child prodigies. Yeah, and if they were child prodigies, it would make sense of them being a descendant of one of the Void Hunters, but we have no idea. Although if we were a descendant of the... here's the thing. If we were a descendant of one of the Void Hunters in the past, I don't know if Wise would fanboy as much as he did when he saw Miyabi. What if that group hid each AI somewhere on the internet? I mean, they did upload their package onto the internet system. The AIs did, but... I don't know, because the AIs, I mean, Fairy was a physical chip that we had to insert into our Bangbu to, like, fully unlock. So I don't think any of the AIs will be digital. I think we will have to have the thing. Why wouldn't Wise? I don't know. If I was a kid of a Void Hunter, would I fanboy over the Void Hunters? I mean, I guess I would. I would probably fanboy over my parent more specifically and be like, oh, that's my dad, or that's my mom. That's my mom. I'm pretty sure I have the timeline figured out. At least, the only thing that I think I'm missing on the timeline is how long Eridu actually stood before it collapsed. So if you guys have any questions on where the time, like where certain events are in the timeline, ask me and I should be able to tell you. At least, hopefully. Ideally. Do you think there are still only 7 Void Hunters? I don't know. I think it would be nice to see if there were 7. I mean, there's no reason for it to be limited to 7, but literally the only Void Hunter we know... though that's at least directly stated in game, is Miyabi. Nelsie! Welcome in! Am I late? Did you miss anything? You are a little late, but I mean, you didn't really miss necessarily anything super important. CCC is Honkaiverse, right? It depends on who you ask. The producer specifically said in an interview that he is not wanting to actually tie this to the Honkaiverse right now, unless it made sense. But if you say that to a lot of people in the community, they will fight you on it. So I don't know. It's up to you. If you want to trust the producer or think he's lying, that's on you. But the producer said that they did not want to have it tied in right now. So I would say for now, it is safe to try to not find connections to the Honkaiverse. It'll be very, very easy to tie it together if it is. It'll be very, very easy. But right now, they want to keep it separate, it seems. Do you think there are more or less Void Hunters today? I wouldn't be surprised if there were around the same. Around the same. We have no indication, but I mean, it'd be nice to actually see them. What order do we think the Companion Hollows forms? The actual order of the Companion... do you mean like the Companion Hollow... Do you mean the main Hollows or the Companion Hollows that we know of? Because technically, there's a lot of Companion Hollows that we don't know the name of. You want to know what the sacrifice is? What do you think? What do you think it is? What do you think will happen next in the story?
I do have an idea of what I think the sacrifice is, and I think because the sacrifice was created... Because the sacrifice was created before the fall of the old capital, I think there is a potential that the sacrifice was a sort of experiment to try and create a soldier that can stay forever in a hollow and continuously fight ethereals without having to worry about like getting corrupted itself, because it's already kind of like a controlled ethereal. That way they didn't have to send actual soldiers in to try and fight the ethereals to keep the ether energy down. But I think the experiment went wrong. And that's what that is. But that's pretty much about it right now. How to know what our trust level is with the characters, you can't find it. If you press Q, if you have the system unlocked, you can click here and then you can see their trust level like here. Or if you go inside of the office and you go to the workbench and you click on the archive, then you can see each person's like bar specifically on here and like how close you are to the next rank. Because keep in mind, the sacrifice is the very first example of an ethereal existing outside of a hollow. Can someone explain what exactly the Topz Alliance is? The Topz Alliance is a group of companies that have banded together to create an alliance, and all of those companies are probably extremely corrupt, because the Vision Corporation's goal was to become a part of the Vision's goal was to become a part of the Topz Alliance, and they did so by trying to blow up a bunch of people. So, yeah. I don't know about Soldier 11's thing. I heard Soldier 11 can't get to level 4. I don't know if that's true or not. If it is, then that's interesting. That must mean that the final one is going to like drop some information that is important. But I have not gotten her thing up enough. I'm trying to get there, but we'll see. I'm almost to 3. The sacrifice wasn't in the hollow. I thought we fought it in a hollow. We fought it in a hollow, yes. But the sacrifice, they were trying to seal it up in the monument. Like Horse, Khalidah's dad, they were basically trying to seal it up in the monument. And that was before the hollow appeared, because it was not consumed by a hollow yet. That was just them trying to build a monument in the old capital. And that was inside of it, which means the sacrifice did exist outside of the hollow. Wouldn't it just become inactive like any other ethereal? Not unless it's a special thing. I mean, they don't even know what it is. They haven't even gone into it yet. We know it has human DNA in it. Human male DNA specifically. Are there any hints to the origins of hollows yet? Well, we know how hollows are created, but we don't know the origin of ether energy. That's what we need to know. Ether energy is what creates hollows. We need to figure out what the origin of ether is. Can someone sort me what's the difference between the types of hollows? Yes, so there is the main hollows, which is like the Limnian hollow or the Cretan hollow. And those are big hollows that have a lot of ether energy. Companion hollows are smaller hollows that have spawned off of the main hollows that are lower in ether energy and not as dangerous. However, there can be some exceptions, which is stated in-game. The Dead End Hollow is an exception of a Companion Hollow, because the Dead End Hollow was a Companion Hollow, but it had a crazy amount of ether energy and was extremely dangerous. The thing that happened with Horrors was the day before the capital fell. So we know that it was at least before it actually happened, or before it got consumed by a hollow. Now, we don't know if it was active or not, but the sacrifice was there. It did exist. What if the sacrifice wasn't corrupted when they put it in? It was just cooked for several years. I'm not opposed to that idea, but Horus seemed very, very scared of what he saw. So I'd have to imagine that whatever it was he saw was already pretty terrifying. But, I mean, I think there is a high chance that it wasn't actually active when they were trying to seal it in, because Horus didn't seem... like, he seemed pretty confident that he was going to kill it with the prototype, but that didn't happen because he got shot. Bringer is definitely involved in Horus' disappearance. You think so? What makes you think that? I'm interested. What led you to that idea? Thoughts on why the badges given to the Void Hunters look like quantum symbol? I mean, I have no idea why it looks like the quantum symbol, but I do agree that it looks exactly like the quantum symbol. I do agree on that part. Do you know the requirements to destroy a hollow completely? It needs to... you need to lower the ether energy in the hollow enough where it starts to shrink, and then it'll collapse on its own. Basically, if it gets below a certain amount of ether energy, it basically becomes unstable and it just collapses. Like the hollow itself collapses. We have no evidence of it, but when an ethereal goes outside of a hollow, odds are they just turn into like a... I don't know. They just turn into like a rock thing, I guess. It's kind of like mentioned, like passing by, but they don't actually go into detail. They don't really describe it. So about the cutscene from when we obtained Fairy, has anyone figured out what one of the messages say Eridu's? It says Eridu's tragedies backwards in reverse. Which we can get into that here in a little bit. I don't know how long you guys want to just keep going back and forth with questions. I mean, I'm down to literally just do this for however long you guys want. But yeah, I mean, there is the main topic that we'll get into later is going to be breaking down the cutscene that we get after we obtain Fairy. Because there is some words that are backwards that I took the cutscene, and if you reverse sections, like first of all, it says rewind in the cutscene. And if you take the sections that have like reversed audio in the background and you reverse it and then slow it down, it sounds like someone's saying release me. It sounds like they're saying Ginny, and there's a pause, and then it says release, and then there's a pause and it says me. But we'll get into that here in a little bit. Ba, 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 ba. What Death Star? Yeah, there's a weird Death Star thing. I can't really talk about it because I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what it is. Like, at all. Can I sleep? Will it let me sleep? I need it to be nighttime. I can't. I can't make it go sleepy mode. Does someone have the image? Someone sent it in my Discord. Hold on. Because this was not there in the beta. This is here on launch, though. Here it is. This thing. So on the moon, like in the moon area. Oh, you guys can't see this. You're not on the desktop. There you go. The moon here, right? This shit. There's this thing over here, which when you zoom in looks like this, which funny enough has the exact same triangle data thing as like the hollow data that you see in game. And it does also have the exact same triangle thing that is behind your sibling in the cutscene. It looks exactly like that, don't it? We don't know what the hell it is. We have literally no idea what it is at all. But There it is. I do not think this thing is the Sky Hollow. I don't think so. The moon has the triangle pattern too. Does it? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's the half that's like corrupted. That looks like it's being corrupted. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it does. I mean, it kind of has like a little triangle thing. I mean, it looks different, but... Oh, Lycan's cutscene? Is it not the same? Is it not the exact same moon? Oh, whoops, that's not it. Oh, look at that. It's right there. That is higher detail, that's for sure. Dude, the moon looks so sick. Legitimately, the moon looks so sick. The triangles at the bottom. Yeah. You're talking about, like, how you can see the thing? A werewolf moment. Why are the holes glowing? Because these are hollows. These are hollows. It looks like the moon is crumbling at the top. Yeah, it looks like there is debris that's circling around it. Yeah. It's very interesting. I hope they go into this a little bit more if we find anything else on it. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, it's not just on the bottom. If you're talking about like the like folds that looks like the triangles, you can see it all throughout the entire black section. All my favorite worlds in my own story. World of broken moons I can't escape. Yeah, like Ruby. Ruby has the broken moon too. Well, this one isn't really broken yet, but it's looking like it. What is the black section? A hollow, the dark side of the moon. We don't know. I mean, because Ether, we don't know. I don't know. I legitimately do not know. I mean, it looks like the actual dark side of the moon, like the glow that it has, makes me think that there's a giant hollow on the other side of the moon. But the actual black thing, like the black that's encroaching on the other half of the moon, we haven't really seen Ether Corruption give this out. It's... You think it might be a thing of the Dark Wall? Oh, a version of the Dark Wall? I mean, it could be. It could be. We can throw anything at this and we could say it could be, because we have nothing. We have nothing to base it off of. We have no reference of what it could be. I think it'd be interesting if we do go to the hollows on the moon, but I don't know. I mean, if we do, it will not be for a long time. Interesting how the one on the moon is so big. It's not even really a sphere anymore. Well, the one on the moon is like, if we count, I mean, this is a hollow, right? I mean, this is a hollow. I don't know if we can count the black section as an actual hollow, because we don't know what it is. But yeah, where was I going with that? There are, I mean, I think it could be a version of like the dark wall, but I think Ether is an analogy for radiation. Ether just seems to be all encompassing, like it just hangs in the air of hollows too. Yeah, it is in the air of hollows. Yeah. Yeah. Is there a requirement for a hollow to form? I hear there had to be some sort of life or something. Hollows do not need life to form. Hollows just need a high concentration of ether energy to spawn. But hollows themselves have not shown that they needed intelligent life to actually become a thing. Ethereals need intelligent life, but not hollows themselves. Yeah, true. Yeah, if the black wall is just black pillars everywhere from a distance, it could just look like a... Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be interesting. I mean, I'm actually 100% down to say that that is a version of the dark wall. I mean, we can't say that for certain, but I am down to say that that is a good idea, since we have nothing to base the dark wall on, like, at all. That's like the biggest mystery, is the dark wall, technically. Because we have no idea what the hell that is. What is Rosetta data we see in the teaser? Rosetta data is basically the master data of a holo, if that makes sense. So, like, carrots are time-sensitive data on the Rosetta data. Like, it's a portion of the Rosetta data to help navigate in the holo. Rosetta data is basically... Here, you know what? We can actually... They just say it in-game. They tell you in-game. Oh, where am I going? I need to go over here. Let me get to it.
Yep. Watch the side. Huh? Real? Of course not. Are they in some kind? Hey, don't go over there.
Don't put me in the fight.
If you...
What?
Not the ethereal.
Of course. It's the...
Where's it at? Was it not in the hacking attack? Oh, was it emergency? Outside intervention.
The error.
Okay, well.
Huh? Bell.
Oh, you can't skip these cutscenes. I didn't realize you couldn't skip these.
Disconnect.
Well,
I
we're gonna have to watch
got
this.
off. The connection between the HDD and the holo was severed.
Start a debug now.
Right.
The hacker explains it. When the hacker's explaining what fairy could be, he explains what Rosetta that is.
I can't restore the connection.
Strange. The holo.
Do you know if the dark wall was inside the city or outside? I would have to assume inside, but...
The real issue is Nicole and the others. Without the HDD, we have no way of
But
contacting
we
the
have
holo.
No carrot, no proxy.
we have nothing to base
Even
that
with
off
a
of.
good aptitude for ether.
But I would have to
We
imagine it was
couldn't stay in
inside
holo
the
too
inside
long.
the city. Right now, you're just into a big bag of raisins and just listening to you talk. Let's go, raisins.
Reset it.
I have not had raisins in so long.
You heard the saying?
I don't think the hacker will be
Turning it
relevant
on and
now.
back on again can fix anything.
I think the fact that the HDD system was so easily hacked will be relevant, but I don't think the hacker, this little loser, will be relevant. I don't think so.
So the connection problems.
Aren't on our side.
I thought you'd never figure it out.
The dark wall is not necessarily
Oh, so this is all
hold on, we're gonna let
the
this
answer you can
guy speak.
What do you want?
see. What do I want?
What's strong?
Playing.
Repeat yourself all you want.
Actually, I don't
So
think
you're
it's on this
playing
part
dumb.
anyway.
Okay. I'll...
But I'll pull it up on the stream because I know where it happened on my stream. Boom bodo. Boom bodo bodo do do.
Of the old metro must be completely removed.
I love his little vision belt.
The construction
The
of a
vision belt is
completely
funny.
new metro. Despite the cost.
Oh,
Vision has
hacker.
a large quantity of high purity
Oh,
industrial
hacker.
explosives for this operation.
revealed no way. Timid.
More thing we
That
can
was
try.
big.
Reset it, bonk.
Rosetta data. Tell me the Rosetta data, brother. Option.
I'll give you our proxy.
Cooperating. It can reveal the hollow
Oh, okay, here we go.
function by calculating it. As you know, the hollows are changing all the time. The carrots used to get out function by calculating a huge amount of hollow data. However, hollow observation equipment accumulates errors. To ensure data remains valid, it must be recalibrated using the Hollow Master data every few days. The single
Got you.
copy of Rosetta data that's in the hands of the city's ruler.
So, carrot data needs to be recalibrated using the Hollow Master data every few days, the single copy of which is called the Rosetta data, which is only in the hands of the city's rulers. Fairy is able to basically steal data. The 4 AIs do different things. Right? So Fairy can't do what Ghost can do and vice versa. I mean, I think they can all do a little bit of what like they all have common things, but I do think each AI does have a specialty. For example, Fairy hacks into stuff, but Ghost is the one that is actually used to hack into the internet system by the voices in the lore teaser. So it's not like they only have one thing that they can do, but I think they do have a specialty that they're like made for. Did you analyze what text was on that hacked screen? Are you talking about the are you talking about reading the language? Like when it first gets hacked, is that what you're talking about? Where did it first get hacked?
Ring's still on.
Because that just says error access denied, but I mean you can't really see anything else behind it. Because it's blurred. But it's probably the exact same thing that's up here. Oh, I see. So again, did Joyous make some part of the Rosetta data? Let me rehear what Joyous did. I want to get a fresh explanation of Joyous. I know he went through the maze. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he helped create what the idea of Rosetta data is.
The one who went through the divine maze and created the standard for hollow exploration.
Yes. Correction. Reset on my answer. Yes. I do think he helped create the Rosetta data. Rosetta data is kind of like a super complex cipher for decoding the effects of a hollow on space-time. Yes. And apparently, I think it's basically just like, it's able, yeah. With how often the hollows like reset themselves and like more, like, you know, morph whatever the route changes, the Rosetta data basically just like is able to instantly figure out what the change was. Kind of like predicting the weather. Oh, holy shit, yes, just like HD just said, it's weather calculations. You see why Helios didn't share their tech? These cities' rulers are corrupt as hell. Tech going into the wrong hands. I mean, we also don't really know if Helios is good or not. My man, like, he created Helios, and he doesn't really look like a good guy. Professor Arcade doesn't really have anything good going about him. Oh, I see what you were saying earlier. Whoever it was that said that little box thing. Yeah, they do all kind of little box things on them, don't they? Yeah, they do. They do all got the little box thing on them.
Next, Lady Sunburn.
I can't really see what it is, though. Like, I can't really see... It actually... That looks like the corruption logo in the hollow. Huh. Yeah, I'm assuming it's just anti-corruption tech. Because that looks like the corruption logo. This is not the badge. This box thing is not the badge that they show. This thing? I mean, yes, this is... I mean, in terms of, like, the icon, I mean, the shape of it looks similar, I suppose. But this is like an actual pin. while this is like an actual box. And also, it definitely has like tech on it. Spoiler for the end of ZZZ, the police take 5 minutes to look into the electric bill and arrest Bell and Wise. Does Helios still exist? There's no mention of the Helios Academy or the Helios Research Institute by NPCs or characters besides the HDD mentioning the Helios Research Institute. So, I mean, there is a high chance that the Helios, like, branch collapsed during the switch from Eridu to New Eridu. A Geiger counter? It could be a Geiger counter kind of thing. Yeah, I mean... It definitely has something to do with, like, measuring the corruption or ether data or something. Or maybe it's like a body cam. Who knows? Big tracking device, so they know.
Leader Joyous.
Also, I like that it says Ace on his thing, by the way. It literally says Ace right here.
Then the Ace.
Right there. By the way, these are the same voices that talk about the AIs. Are they not? I'm like almost 100% sure they are. The girl and that girl voice and the guy voice.
Surface files.
Are they not the voice?
You're scaring me.
Terms and may not. You would the do you the license together.
What a surprise.
It's a little different.
Has already been activated.
It's a little different.
Really? Which one? Ghost? Genie? Yokai?
No, it's fairy.
Yeah, they're a little. They're more like actual, like
For hollow exploration
weird.
efforts.
They're more robotic than they are in the thing. Yeah, it is just distorted, but
Things are about to get interesting.
the personality of the girl seems the same, so I have to imagine it's the same girl or the same people.
Don't. That's what I meant by bad news.
Joyce looking right out of Tokyo Ghoul. Hey, I love Tokyo Ghoul. I had the theme song of Tokyo Ghoul stuck in my head for a while. Unraveled, like the other day. I need to get all the manga of Tokyo Ghoul. I know it goes on sale pretty often, but I need to actually buy it. Yeah, they do talk about making New Era do something. Yeah, they said it in the Lord teaser too. I know some people are talking about the fact that they say we'll make New Eridu and then it cuts off to where it says Zenless Zone 0. Which, because we know what the Zenless Zone is, you could just say that they're trying to make New Eridu the zone that has zero Zenless, like zero ether energy. But I doubt that that's what it was trying to insinuate. They're operating before Bang Boos. Technically, I think Bang Boos were a thing. They were just early in development because the Sunbringer created Bang Boos, and she was one of the Void Hunters. So I would say that the Bang Boos were still a thing in Eridu. Yeah, Nelsie, that was an idea that we had, but there's nothing to prove it. No Zen, everyone is stressed. Yeah, there's nothing to prove that EOS's original master was Professor Arke, but I think it would be really interesting, and I think it makes somewhat sense if their teacher was Professor Arke before he went into Hollow Zero. And then before the actual collapse. You just got hit with an ad while watching the live. Yeah, well, yeah, it's live streams. It happens. Ads come on here too. I mean, that's why I switched from Twitch. Twitch does it way more often. YouTube still does ads, but not nearly as often as Twitch. Yeah, I mean, I do think the AIs were created to try and help eradicate hollows, but okay, that is another I think that's another huge misconception. Boys, when they say era, I do not think they mean a literal era. When they say era, I'm pretty sure they mean like a generation, or by the fact that Eridu was so different from how new Eridu is that it's a new era. It wasn't like, they're not using era as a term of like actual year span. I do not think, no, I don't think Weizenbell made EOS. We have no instance of Weizenbell creating a Bangbu, but they know how to fix Bangbu a bunch. Do you have any idea how the AI helped in extermination of the hollows? Technically, these AI, like Jinny, Yokai, Ghost, and them, they were created in New Eridu. I don't think they were created in Eridu, so they shouldn't have technically helped in the extermination of hollows in Eridu. I mean, Fairy is helping us right now in terms of helping us being able to navigate the hollows easier, but if Miyabi is either the daughter or granddaughter of the Swordmaster, Weizenbell would still be too young. No, I do not think RK is. I'm pretty sure RK is kind of in a state of where he can live a long time. I think the other ones are old. Yes, I think that we will only see the descendants of the other Void Hunters, like Miyabi. Miyabi is a descendant of the Swordmaster. She's either the daughter or granddaughter of the Swordmaster. Yes. But I think that Professor RK, technically, by the way, they do not show Professor RK with the rest of the Void Hunters. They have this shot of the Void Hunters, the City Defenders, and then they talk about the 7th Void Hunter. So it could also be that Professor RK came after them. Like a good time after them. Because they don't actually show RK with the other Void Hunters. They like keep him actually separate from the rest. We don't know. I mean, he's still in Hollow Zero. He went into Hollow Zero to figure out the truth, and hasn't been seen since. So, because of how he looks, I would probably be safe to say that he's probably not dead. He's probably just still in Hollow Zero and doing weird shit. But when they do say era, I think they do legitimately mean generation. I don't think they actually mean era. I think they mean he's been missing for a generation. Was New Eridu already in construction before the destruction of the old Eridu? Also, the old capital is a different city. Yeah, I do think that New Eridu. I think they started building New Eridu when Hollow Zero appeared in Eridu. Because once Hollow Zero appeared in Eridu, I think they were like, "Oh shit, we should probably make a backup." And so I think they did start building New Eridu as a sort of failsafe if Eridu were to fall, which it did. And so then they evacuated everyone from from Eridu to New Eridu. Yeah, Amber Era is different. Yeah. I did get a few Promare vibes. There's quite a few Promare like situations in this game too. You think the tenure of the Void Hunters... The tenure of the Void Hunters were actually much longer than we were speculating. Maybe they were active for 20 to 30 years. I mean, I think the Void Hunters were active for a while. They were the only defenders of... Well, not only defenders, but they were like the defenders of Eridu. And we know from the Rena's quests that stuff was normal. What was it, 41 years ago? Well, not normal. By normal, I mean... Yeah, 41 years ago, the old lady in Rena's quest lived in Eridu, and there were still just like normal holo disasters that was happening besides Holo Zero. So I do think that the Void Hunters were active listening to... what did I just say? I think I just started reading chat while I was saying that. I think the Void Hunters were active helping protect the city. And yes, Doggo is listening. Helios equals White Star. How did I miss that? Holy crap. I have seen that. I do think that... because we haven't seen... Well, actually, no. Just kidding. I was going to say maybe Helios turned into the White Star Institute, like they renamed after the fall. But the AIs in this bring up the White Star Institute from the data that was sealed in Eridu. Which means the White Star Institute did exist. Did exist in Eridu. And so did the Topz company. So did the Topz. Do you think everyone in HSOS 6 will have a supernatural twist to them? Miyabi has the ghost, Sokaku's an Oni. What do you think about Harmasa and Yanagi? I think they should. I think they absolutely should have some sort of supernatural thing to them. That's what I originally thought they were. I thought they were going to look like they had something supernatural to them. Because they remind me from the group from Hellboy. They're like the group in Hellboy. They use like supernatural beings to hunt demons, like other supernatural stuff. And so that's what I thought HSOS 6 was going to be. So, I mean, it would be cool to see if they use other stuff like that, but I don't think we really know anything more about Harmasa or Yanagi enough to really know what they are kind of based on. Or what they do. Or the Devil Hunters in Chainsaw Man. Would Void Hunter Alicia still be playable if what you said about them being too old is true? I think her descendant will be, or like I said, I think the only way that these characters will be playable or still alive is if, one, they're a Theron, which I think she is a Theron, and Theron's age slower, or if for some reason Hollow's slow aging, which again, we have no evidence on. But otherwise, the only ones that should probably still be, like, active is this robot dude, if he is a robot, and Professor Arke. Because the other ones just seem like special, like, powerful, normal people. No, the sudden Holo Zero was the first Holo in Eridu. Holo Zero's appearance did not cause Eridu to fall. It was the expansion of Holo Zero that caused Eridu to fall. But Holos were a frequent thing well before, like, now. Like I was saying, the quote from the first mayor of Eridu sounds like he's talking about the city being a protection area from the Holos. So, in my timeline video, I expressed the fact that Holos take time to gain ether energy and then spawn companion Holos. I do not think Eridu was the first city in the world to have a Holo. It is no, Holo Zero was not the first Holo ever. We know that for a fact. It was the first Holo in Eridu. I think Eridu was built to try and keep normal life a thing with the Holos being in existence, and they were able to do so until Holo Zero appeared inside Eridu. As to how it appeared inside of Eridu, we don't know. Because we don't necessarily know if Holos can be man-created yet or not. I think if they grabbed enough ether energy and they were doing experiments trying to create ether material, like ether gear, and something went wrong, and they kind of like a nuclear bomb type of thing, were testing on ether, and then it caused a massive hollow to spawn, and then maybe Hollow Zero is a man-made hollow, and that's why it appeared inside of Eridu, because they were testing on it. But, I mean, we have no proof on that. I don't think hollows specifically... I don't think they ever actually state that hollows mess with time. Even on the website, I think they just say space, which I know a lot of people say space and time is the exact same thing, but... I mean, I don't think they explicitly say that it does. I would not be surprised if it messes with time. However, even in... Do they say space-time? Because even in, like, in-game, when Billy and all them are, like, in the hollows, it's happening in real time. It's not like they're stuck in the hollow, or they feel like they're stuck in the hollow for way longer than they actually are. Because there's, like, a limit, right? Like, people can only be in there for a certain amount of time. Yeah, you're right. Internal space-time environment. Yeah, I did say it. So in that case, we just have no evidence of the... We have no evidence of the time part actually being warped yet. That's how I see Eridu, too. I think Eridu is one of the last areas to have a hollow, like, be near them. Because all the like information and stuff that Eridu had on hollows, there's no way that Eridu was the first area to have a hollow appear. I think they were one of the last areas to have a hollow appear. You just got a thing in game saying someone stole a videotape. Does anyone know what that means? like they stole a videotape from the store? Maybe certain hollows can and can't do that. Yeah, maybe only the bigger ones can distort actual time. Does Ray ever mention it? Does Ray ever talk about that? I feel like Ray would specifically mention that, like, if that was actually a big thing. What do you have? If Ray, like, if that was, like, a very important thing with the hollows, then I feel like Ray would mention it. Which, I mean, there's a chance that she will later, but I don't think she has yet. I did do the trust thing with... I did do trust level 4 with NB, yes. So it looks like she was actually kind of like a drill instructor in the Defense Force. Not like only a drill instructor, but she did do training. Fairy popped up in the HDD menu and said she caught someone stealing. I haven't seen that, but knowing Fairy, it was either a joke or maybe someone actually just stole a video from the video store. Do you think Fairy will turn her back on us and betray Phaethon when the time comes? I don't know. I don't think she'll betray us. I think they have their own goals, and I think whenever we get to that point, I think our goals will end up aligning. And while it may seem like at first she's betraying us, and then we end up having to like go down the same route that she needs to go down or something, I don't know. I don't really think that she will like straight up backstab us. Do you have any speculation on who hacked the HDD system the first time? I think it was just... First of all, thank you for joining the Vanity Pack, Revy. I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't think the first hacker was important. Because we specifically call him out on not being a good hacker. I think he just managed to hack into the HDD system, but like he was an idiot. Like he was actually just an idiot. And also he's arrested now, so... Boo. How the exploration of Hollow Zero works in the universe? I mean, they are all constantly mapping it out. Like if you look like around this area, you can see they have a bunch of like they're always mapping out the area of Hollow Zero, and they're always sending people in. So, I mean, it's kind of just like the same as any other Hollow. It's just Hollow Zero probably changes the route a lot more. Do we think Victoria is working for a new character? I mean, they're working for a character that we probably haven't seen before. Yeah, I would say. I'm interested to see who it actually is. I'm also interested to see the little vampire guy. I want to see more of the little vampire guy. Because he looks sick. He looked cool. If an idiot can hack into Phaethon's HDD system, is that concerning? It is very concerning. But also, since it's not technically official tech, it makes sense for them to not... Like, if they were the ones who created the HDD system, and when they created it, like, as they created it, the Hollow expanded, and they had to just leave and go to Eridu, then odds are the HDD system is not fully... It's not fully developed. So they don't really have, like, an anti-security thing set up for the HDD yet. I feel like the HDD wouldn't be that hard to hack into. Or at least before Fairy. Yes, as Fish mentioned, before Fairy. Is there a reason why Sons of Caldona are the only faction with more than 4 members? There's not a specific reason. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a 5th member added to other factions. I mean, Cunning Hares only had 3. And then we added Necromata in the story. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up finding more characters that get added to other factions to become like a 5th member. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do, boys. I am going to go to the bathroom, and we're gonna take a small, like 5-minute break. I'm gonna go make some actual coffee, and then we're gonna move on to the main topic of today's stream. Okay. We've been taking questions for about like 2 hours now. Oh, hello! Thank you for the super chat. Does the purple of Hollow Zero match the purple of the object in the sky? Well, let's take a look. The purple. It'd be easier to see this at night. Is it like morning? Can I rest? I've already rested. Okay, well. Can I pull the image up? I think I still have the image up. I don't know. The thing is, this doesn't really look like a hollow. I don't really know what this is. I mean, shit, this could be their satellite. You know? Like, we don't know what it is. I mean, we don't know what it is, but... I don't know. I mean, it looks too different from a hollow. I'm not sure what it actually is, though. This is interesting, though. I hope we get more about this. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It does look like the thing we collect inside of a TV. It does. It does. I haven't played Outer Wilds. I heard it was a good game, but I have no reference to what you're referencing to. You think the purple glow is just ether energy? I mean, yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think the hacker that hacked into the HDD system was from the Idol faction, but I mean, that would be funny. But I don't think it was. I am excited for whenever we get to see the Idol faction, though. Yeah, where's our purple character, Helio? Come on now. Give us a purple ZZZ character. Also, give us a character with a scythe. Oh my god, I know a scythe character would go crazy. Their animations would be so sick. I agree. It is concerning that they look like black holes. In Hollow Zero, there are statues of hollows as well in Old Eridu. They have statues of geometric spheres. Give this man his side character. That's what I'm saying. In Hollow Zero, there are statues of hollows in Old Eridu. They have statues of geometric spheres. Do you have an image that you can pull up with that? Because I actually don't know what you're referencing to off the top of my head. Yeah, if you could post a screenshot, that'd be sick. They do go underground. I think it would be... Yes. Hollows do go underneath the ground. They are a sphere. They're not a half circle. So it would be sick if we could go into like an underground hollow. I think that'd be so cool. I think that would be extremely cool. Okay, you send that image. Like I said, we'll be right back. We're going to take like a 5-minute break. I'm going to go make some more coffee, and then we're going to move on to the main subject of today's thing. We're going to bring the cutscene that we obtain after getting Fairy into Premiere. We'll go through it frame by frame, and we'll talk about it, and I'm going to give you guys what my idea on what I think it could be. Where I think it could lead. You guys can give me your ideas. You can either prove or disprove the ideas that I have. I just want to go back and forth and figure out what you guys think that cutscene is for. So, yes. The Cunning Hare's official name is actually Gentle House, yes. Yes, they are Gentle House. The Cunning Hare's name came after. Give me 1 second. I'm going to write that message up. Taking... small break to make more coffee. When I return, we will move on to the main topic of the stream. Okay, we'll pin that. All right, boys, if you need to go get a drink, get some snacks, stretch, do whatever, now is the time. I will be back in about 5 minutes, boys. Hello. I return. How we doing? All right. Let's okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna mute the game. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna open up Premiere Pro. Yeah, I have the ads as low as I can, like the ad rate. So hopefully it's not bad, but it is what it is. It happens. I can't turn ads off, so the only option is to make them as minimal as possible. Hi, Coffee Man. Hello. I do have coffee now. And I'm a happy boy. Happy, happy boy. You've never had ads on a live before? That's actually crazy. I do it all the time. Or I have had coffee all the time. What coffee did you get? It was pike roast coffee with what was the creamer I just used? White almond something for the creamer. It's really good. It's really good. Okay. Coffee's ether. I'm just gonna keep this untitled. So here's what we're gonna do. I am going to let us watch this cutscene. Let me restart this. The topic of today is going to be the cutscene that appears after we obtain Fairy. The weird cutscene that makes no sense at all. We're going to break it down. We're going to go through it. And I'm going to show you some of the things that I found. And we're just going to talk about it. We're just going to go back and forth. You guys can tell me what you think it is. I'm going to tell you what I think it is. Or where I think it could lead. And stuff like that. Theories, basically. So let me import the video into the actual program. Which is, where is it? Zenless. Where's it at? Where's it at? I know I sent it in the thing recently. Is it this one? No, that's not it. Is it this one? There it is. Okay. Here we go. Gotta unlink this. Gonna go in. Gonna delete the other audio tracks. Delete tracks. Plural. Audio tracks. Okay. Now let's cut it to the actual cutscene. Get that out of there. And then we're seeing the cutscene right here. Okay. Here we go. Oh, thank you, Nelsie. Appreciate it. Unpin. All right. Let me also turn the audio up on this a little bit. That way we can hear it better. Okay, there we go. That should be perfect. All right, we're going to do a watch through. I'm going to turn my camera off. We're just going to watch this like 2 times. We're going to run through it 2 times, and then we'll talk about it.
It's all end. Come to this. It's all end. Come to this.
Okay. Interesting cutscene. A very interesting cutscene. So the first thing that I'm just going to mention to you right now is if I told you that this cutscene was happening in 2 separate points in time, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? Would you agree or would you disagree that this cutscene is happening in 2 different points in time? You would agree. 2 different points. How so? I will explain that in just a second. There are shots of Shiyu towers. Makes sense. Partially something about the Shiyu pillars being there. Yep. Okay. So here's the thing. I think they are happening in 2 specific different points in time. I think, well, obviously, this is Hollow Zero. Yes, I think we can all agree that this is Hollow Zero. There is a very specific thing that they continuously emphasize in this entire trailer, and that is the existence of the Shiyu pillars. They have many shots of the Shiyu pillars being there, and also just shots of straight up, like, the Shiyu pillars only. Like, just the pillars. But in other shots, it'll show the area without any Shiyu pillars. Like right here. The Shiyu pillars are gone. The Shiyu pillars are not there. And then when it actually expands, or here, it's back, right? And this point, in this shot, the Shiyu pillars are there. They are existent. They are clearly in front of the hollow. And then when it actually expands, again, another shot of just the Shiyu pillars, and then they're gone. It's not there. So, I think I mentioned it in our little discussion. I don't think it's 2 separate timelines. Eridu did not have the Shiyu pillars. The AIs in the lore teaser, when they're accessing the new Eridu data file, they bring up the fact that new Eridu uses pillars to mine the etheric matter from Hollow Zero and try to control the hollows, or have them under complete control. The other AI then laughs and is like, haha, yeah, complete control, my ass. The Shiyu pillars is something new to new Eridu. Eridu did not have them. So, if we go off the timeline, that the collapse of Eridu was not caused by the initial appearance of Hollow Zero. The collapse of Eridu happened from the expansion of Hollow Zero, and we know that the MCs are looking into Hollow Zero, grew up in Eridu. I don't think it is that crazy of an idea to think that this shot of the hollow expanding, while I don't think they were standing here and actually got consumed, I do think that this right here is the original expansion that caused the collapse of Eridu. This obviously looks like the area of the Scott outpost. However, it is completely barren. There is no Shiyu pillars. There is no boxes. There's nothing here. It could be that this was just the viewing area that they had, sort of like the Scott outpost during Eridu's time. Because, again, there are shots of them in the same spot, but with the Shiyu pillars, which is the exact same Shiyu pillars we currently see at the Scott outpost. So I do truly believe that this shot was in regular Eridu. The background wise looks like the core thing that we collected in the TV33. It does look like, first of all, this thing, whatever this thing is, does look similar to the thing in the sky. I don't know if it actually has a connection. But 2, it does look like it has a lot of spiky circular like rings around it. There's a couple different shots, but you can see it like in here. Like if we go back or go forward a couple frames. Like there is this weird like ring thing that constantly is shown around it. There is also, I want to point out, a big giant glowing ball like in the center of Hollow Zero. So, I mean, it could be that that's literally just like in the core of Hollow Zero, but I mean, we can't really prove that part. We can't really prove that part. Do we think RK went into Hollow Zero before expansion? Yes. Yes, because he's been missing before he was missing before New Eridu happened. So I do think RK 100% went in before the expansion, and then the expansion happened after he went in. I don't think him going in caused the expansion, but I do think that he went in before the expansion. Which means the siblings were present at the actual expansion of Hollow Zero. And then I do think that we will be here again at the end of the game. I do think that towards the end of the game, we are going to run into this exact situation where it's either like we do something to stop Hollow Zero, or it's going to expand and it's going to consume New Eridu and we're going to have to restart again. That sort of thing. Now, I do want to point out that is just one idea. That is just one theory. Because there are hints in the game that the space-time thing, that Hollow's, alter time, there is small little pieces of evidence that this could have just been like an actual timeline reset situation. Because I don't know, it was a very small moment. But if you guys remember it, there is a moment where your sibling says, did I take a screenshot of it? I don't remember if I took a screenshot of it. Let me see if I took a screenshot of it. The sibling says, and quote, like, we'll be the fastest people to become like the legendary proxy on a new account again. And then he says, wait, why did I just say again? And he's confused as to why he just said again, which, to be fair, I don't think he originally meant like Faithin, like their original Faithin account. Because he seemed very confused as to why he said again. I think it is kind of like a separate occasion that happened in. I'm trying to see if I took a screenshot of it, but I don't know if I did or not. I don't think I did. Unfortunately. But yeah, so I'm more on the idea that it's not necessarily a timeline reset, but an actual, like, these were two separate instances. I do think there is something weird with time going on. Erasing their own memory. The thing is they know their past. I mean, I don't think they've ever been confused on their past. They just haven't told us. They haven't really talked about their past. Now, in game, if you look at Hollow, it kind of bends as it touches the ground. It makes a kind of sharp edge ring thing. Yeah, Hollow Zero does. Hollow Zero is the only Hollow that actually looks like the black hole, where it kind of like bends at the edges and looks like it has like an event horizon type of deal. Because I don't think any other Hollow kind of has this sort of actual black hole-ish type of look to it. So, the other thing that I want to point out in this is, yes, there is a few moments of text being shown, which, if you reverse, I mean, you can read all of it, but like this one, see that one? That's a weird shot, right? That's where you can see the little like spiky. You can see that it's spiky. That's what I was talking about before. Is it has like the little spiky shit on it. But yes, there are moments where, if I can find it, where is it? The text does pop up. So there is, in the end, it all comes down to this, which is what he says, which is what the sibling says. By the way, actually, I actually technically don't know. For those that chose Wise, is it Bell the one that's speaking? Or is this cutscene the exact same for everyone? Is it Wise that's like, that's speaking in the cutscene? Or is it Bell? Like, is it the opposite sibling that you chose? I guess that would be an interesting thing. Because I haven't played as Wise or seen the cutscene of that. Oh, did I just pass it? Where it says Eridu's Tragedies? I'm pretty sure it's over here. Yeah, right there. There it is. So if you take this, yeah, it does say rewind as well on there, which it does actually rewind. It does change it. But here it does say Eridu's Tragedies in reverse. Which we can prove that if you want me to by putting it in Photoshop and flipping it. But it does say Eridu's Tragedies. It'd be neat if the Dark Wall, the Divine Maze, our sections are part of the Hollow. I think it would be cool if the Divine Maze is kind of like closer to the center of the Hollow. Like the closer to the center of the Hollow you get, the more like intense the space distortion would be. As someone who plays Wise, it's Wise speaking. Okay, sick. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Perfect. Yeah, so if we just click this, swap it. Eridu's Tragedies. Plural, by the way. Tragedies, plural. Interesting. So, and then there's this stuff. This stuff, right here, it says I won't give up. Can you see that? Here, maybe you can see that better there. It says I won't give up, like in the thing. But the interesting part to me, this part, I don't know if it's actually just jumbles or like a cipher. I ran these through as many ciphers as I could, and it literally did not come through with anything. So unless it's a cipher that I haven't tried, I have literally no idea what that is. But you're still unsure why the Tragedies has such a large space between the D and the I. I think it's just the... I don't really think it's that big of a spacing. Because I think it's just... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it really... Yeah, I do see the difference in the spacing of like the I and the D. But... I mean, there's what other word would it be? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know what else it would be. Unless it's a Y and not an I. Singular. But there's something else here. Like, you can see there's the bottom of another letter here. Do we have any idea as to what caused the time loop? If it is a time loop, then it would have been the expansion of the Hollow. Because if Hollows do warp space-time, then it would have to be the Hollow itself caused the time loop. I'm going to unmute the audio, and I want you to listen to the background. You hear that voice? Right there. If you hear it in the background, there's two other spots. Right here, and then right here. So if we cut right here and just focus on that moment. And if we reverse the audio on this and slow it down, that was slowed down way too much. Whoop. Okay, we're just going to go back. We're just going to reverse it. I don't remember how much I slowed it down before. Okay. So this could just be actual straight up brain rot to me. And this is me just actually being insane. But when we first watched this, you guys brought up this moment a lot. Specifically this moment where Wise speaks and it sounds like he's saying Ginny. I disagreed until I reversed the audio on that one dude in the background. Because I'm gonna play it a couple times. But I remember you guys were specifically saying that it does sound like he's saying Ginny in this moment. It's cut. It's clearly jumbled together, but here, it does sound like the other voice in the background is also saying Ginny. If I can actually play it. Do you hear it? Yes or no? I also disagreed that I didn't think that it was Wise saying Ginny. You think it's saying she's in? You think Wise is saying she's in? Oh, the other one. I can hear that too. There, to me, it does very much sound like it's saying "release me" in the background here. Like that word is "release." You slow it down 10%. We can slow it down. It actually kind of is harder to hear it when it's slowed down, but I can slow it down. See, because then it just like distorts it too much. Unless, can we keep the audio pitch? Yeah, maintain audio pitch. Does that actually do it? Oh, it does, yeah. That part. That part to me always sounded like it's saying "release me," but... the voice that she's in is from other AI, how relate to Fairy. I don't know. Oh yeah. This shot. It's really hard to make out. In fact, you can't really make out what it is very well. But... Oh, whoops. No! I clicked the wrong button. I clicked the wrong button. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that... Woo! Whoa, buddy. That actually looks like a hole. That just straight up looks like a hole. Like a black hole sucking in matter. That's what that looks like though. The other two are the lore teaser voices. Well, technically, there's only one other voice here. There's Belle and Wise, and then there's whatever this voice is in the background. Because that's Belle speaking. Oh, yeah. Also, what Belle says... it's really hard to make out. The only sentence that I can get out of what Belle is saying here is... You pay when you follow us, is what it sounds like she's saying. Or you pay when we follow us, or something like that. Unless that's not Belle. But... Because now that I think about it, it doesn't necessarily actually sound like Belle, but there's Wise and Belle here. You're a pain when we follow it? No, because this definitely sounds like us. That definitely sounds like follow us. You hear hollow escape? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I can hear the escape. Hold on, let me extend this out a little bit more. And then, yeah, see, but dude, that voice in the background. So weird. Yeah, I did reverse the entire thing. I have played it in reverse, but yes, if you would like, I will, I'll do the whole thing in reverse for you. You hear you came in the hollow with me? This definitely sounds like you pay, though, does it not? I can hear what you guys are hearing with the hollow escape part. But does that not clearly sound like you pay? Like, that sounds like a P. But anyway, let me play it in reverse for you. Boom, 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 boom. Here you go. Let me full screen it. That's it backwards. I'll play it again. So the reason why I heard "Release Me" and why I thought it made somewhat sense was because in the off chance that this is somehow Professor RK speaking, it would be interesting if we're hearing him asking to be released from Hollow Zero. Oh, do you hear him reset? What? You hear him say reset here? Oh, when it says rewind, you hear it say reset? It does kind of sound like it. Yeah, that does sound like reset. Imagine he assimilated with the hollow to fully learn with it. I mean, he is a weirdo. He looks like a weirdo. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. Weird. This whole thing is just so weird. But I think, like, this actual thing, I am fairly certain that this is happening. The one thing that I am certain about is that it is happening at 2 separate points in time. Like, it may be the same event, but they're happening in separate points because of the focus of the Shiyu pillars and then being there and then not being there. I don't know if you could hear Mushroom there, but she sounded very upset. She sounded very upset. We did go through frame by frame, and I can go through frame by frame here for you as well. There's nothing like crazy going frame by frame. There is a few like shots where you can get the text a lot better, but I know there's those weird things, like those weird shots where it looks like there's actually yeah, like right there, like right there, where it looks like it is. Oh, whoops! It looks like it is the hollow, right? And then it immediately goes into like a shot of like a big ass hole in the ground, as if it is actually sucking in the area around it or something. It's weird. The shot is only there for a little bit, and then it goes back to, oh yeah, that little ball thing like appears. It focuses in on it. And then the actual hollow like shows there. Still going frame by frame. I love the effect on this cutscene. It is very cool. These close-up ones, like, what is that? Like, what is this? This clearly has, like, shit, right? Does this not look like a barrier? Like, what is this? Yes? Like, there's, like, literal grooves in this shit, and it literally only shows up for 5 frames. Oh, you think it's a close-up on the spike part? Remember, for context, this is when Nicole, Anby, and Billy were in the hollow with us. They followed EOS and escaped while EOS and MC were blacked out because of Fairy. Yes. Yes, that is correct. Check the Discord. Checking the Discord. Was I added in the Discord? Oh, I see. Look close to my head, but still wanted to point this out. Also, what you just brought up, that too. Oh, I see what you're saying. Here, let me pull this up. I see what you're saying. This thing looks like this thing. The Divine Maze. Is that what you're bringing up? Some of those voices could be getting through to us. I don't know. That doesn't really sound like anyone, though. Oh. I guess you could say that kind of sounds like Anby, but I don't know. But back on this, yeah, this is interesting. What about the broadcast sounds like that, though? Like, what about the broadcast? Because the broadcast is pretty, like, direct, no?
A sub-hollow has suddenly appeared on the Janus Quarters August Street some 30 minutes ago. Public security has established a level 2 control zone and is currently evacuating residents.
You came to the hollow with me is what I hear. You pay when you follow it. You followed Eos and Hollow escaped. You follows us as when the Hollow escaped. This is the end. There is oh yeah, you for some people haven't seen the other teasers, I guess. Here. I was always thinking if this voice, like the voice in the other teasers, like kind of coincided.
Okay, long story short.
Like this dude.
We recorded this as a...
The chariot does equal the HDD, yes, I agree.
declaration. But of course, not officially. Just look at these. Doomsday. Curses. Don't believe it.
I'm going to turn that off.
Aside from that,
just because it doesn't really, like... I don't know if these teasers are... I can't really bring up these teasers because it doesn't really seem extremely relevant right now. But... yeah, it is interesting, the little close-up on the spiky part, if that is a close-up on the spiky part. Oh, and then also, just so you guys can see how it looks, if you rewind this part, like where it says rewind, but keep the original part, like, in the normal way, it does just look weird. But this is what it looks like if you do that.
It's the end. Inky come down under the...
So that's what that looks like. Or if you reverse the first part and keep that part the same. Okay, well, if it didn't lag. I mean, oh, get out of there. Why did this? There we go. Where's the part where Belle speaks? Oh, this is reversed still. Hold on. Oh wait, no, it's not. This is not reversed. If we take that part where Belle speaks and like turn it up, you literally cannot make out what she says, which is unfortunate. Because the other noise is just way too loud. You can't really hear what she's saying. You think the incident happens to everybody what happened here, like Fairy showing memory when Hollow Zero happens? Yeah, except there is this moment with the Shiyu Pillars. And the Shiyu Pillars is a new Eridu thing. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's like showing scenes of the past and a prediction of the future or something like that. HDD's Helios's chariot. It's when you look at the myth of like Helios and Phaethon and stuff, you can come to the conclusion that the HDD could be the Helios's chariot, because if they created the HDD while they were working at Helios Institute and they are called Phaethon, then the HDD could technically be Helios's chariot, and they're going to end up like doing something that they shouldn't with the Hollow. Is she saying really okay? I don't know. To me, I can't hear it at all. Like, I can't really hear. It sounds like she's definitely saying more than just 2 words. But it's weird though. It's weird. It's weird. But I'm glad that we agreed that we definitely think that this is happening in 2 different like points in time. Yeah, it does sound like there's 2 different voices like overlaying there, but that part is really interesting because it does seem like they are at a disagreement or something here. And why? Like, this shot is very ominous. Like very ominous. Like, what the hell is this thing? Like, what is this? It doesn't help that they constantly shadow Wise half in light, half in darkness in this. While this is in the back. Okay, you all keep thinking. I'm gonna go pee real quick. But yeah, look at him. It's so menacing. What's he doing? But I mean, at least we can actually come to the conclusion that not only were they raised in Eridu and want to know what happened with Hollow Zero, when the fact that Bell or Wise is saying, in the end, it's all come down to this. It's like, clearly they have something to do. Like, they know more about Hollow Zero than that they're letting on right now. Ba-ba-bum-bum-bum. Now, it seems like Belle wanted to stay and Wise followed her. Maybe it's in the near future and the rewind is the beginning of the story where we play. Maybe Fairy will corrupt Wise's mind with the other AI via the HDD. I don't know. I mean, we know yokai can corrupt. I mean, at least corrupt data. We don't know how the extent of what the corrupt thing is with yokai. The whole cinematic being monochrome and glitching and rewinding makes me feel like it's in close relation with the whole TV thematic of the game and the fact that they sell movies. I don't think it's just an aesthetic anymore. I mean, yeah, I mean, even the polychromes, right? There's the black and white version and then there's the colored version. Right? Isn't the ones that you actually buy the black and white one? Yeah. The monochrome and then polychrome. Yeah. There is that too. You also wonder why this part was shown, or why this was shown in this part of the story specifically. It was when we were passed out, like Mark mentioned, it was when we were passed out, but it was also right when the AI, like right when Fairy got put into us. So it does feel like it was definitely intentionally, like, shown to us by either Fairy or because we kind of passed out, we were unlocking previous memories. But if I remember correctly, we never bring this vision up to our sibling, do they? Don't they keep it to themselves? No, they did not bring it up to our sibling. Yeah, that's what that's what's really weird to me. I don't know why they didn't bring this up to the sibling. That's really weird. I feel like this would be a very important thing to mention to quite literally your business partner in this entire thing. It's odd. The eyes thing, I think the eye thing, I think 100% does go deeper than just they were connected to EOS and it tried to absorb EOS, like the sacrifice tried to absorb EOS. But there's nothing we can base it on. There's nothing we can base it off of. But Wise makes a very like specific mention of let me know if you're like, let me know about the eyes that happened, because this could be what we're looking into. We do tell them? We do tell the sibling? When do we tell them? I don't think they actually mention what the dream is. They mention how creepy the vision is? Where do you think that happened, Nelsie? Do you think that happened right after it? They don't. I don't even remember them talking about the vision.
You're scaring me. Wake up.
Terms and conditions. Shall not authorize others to use. May not be transferred in any way.
Manager! You did it! We got out!
You agree to give full authorization when necessary to protect the common interests of you and this existence.
Yeah, that is a weird line, though, isn't it? That's a weird line. This existence?
The bamboo is twitching. We'd better go to the store and take a look. Terms?
Do you agree to the above user terms?
Information is rushing.
Do you agree to the above?
What happens when you keep disagreeing?
Stop! It hurts! My eyes! My entire body!
My eyes?
I agree. Okay? Just stop tormenting me.
The license agreement has been signed. I am happy to be of service. Together, we will make new Eridu.
What a surprise.
Oh, really?
No.
Ooh, things are about to get interesting.
Okay, hold on. I want to see if they mention it.
You're finally home. Don't worry.
What happened to the data chip? How did I get back? What did I say last time?
Where's the data chip? Where?
Calm down. I'll explain everything. But
Okay, you explain the painful and bizarre telepathic experience. Does that include the... Oh, okay, yes, it does.
Sounds like a bad dream. Or something you'd watch in a movie.
Okay, they do say it. They do tell it.
I've got your side of the story. Now it's my turn. After you access the data...
Okay.
Our Bang Boo...
Shout out, Nelsie. Good shit. Good memory.
Seem to be having some kind of overload.
I thought they just didn't straight up mention it, but I guess they did.
The stage lights at 404 Live.
Yeah. You can't help but feel the distorted voices sound like the siblings, like the way they talk. Their personalities seem pretty similar. You have a hunch that the AIs weren't supposed to be active inside a person, and it'll change the original duty of the other AIs beside Fairy. I mean, I suppose that is the case of like... If someone else were to actually activate the data chip, it wouldn't be in the way that the MCs did, right? It wouldn't be implanted into our head. But we've mentioned this before. Fairy isn't actually in our head, right? Or at least they never show it. Anytime she speaks, it's through our phone. And whenever she speaks, other people comment on the fact that they can hear Fairy. So Fairy's not like actually in our head. Like as the MC, but this existence, and when you mention again about the account, yeah, so that's what I was saying is there's a couple like very small little like points that are just really weird that make it seem like that this is kind of like a timeline reset thing. But yeah, I mean this existence part, and then our eyes do glow when we use the HDD system. That's why I think the eye thing is something deeper than just it tried to absorb EOS. The sacrifice tried to absorb EOS when we were in it, but
Thought the extraction plan had failed, but then the Bang Boo suddenly started to move, and it took everyone to the exit. You were out cold throughout the whole process.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Fairy was controlling EOS during that moment, but...
Don't freak out. That's what I meant by bad news.
Oh, I mean, yeah, during the actual vision part, she was talking to us in our head, but only because we were connected to EOS and the HDD. But I mean, what I was saying is when we're outside of the HDD, she's not in our head. Where's the cutscene of the monster? Is it this one?
Over this way. Little more.
Careful. Slowly now.
That's it. Steady now, steady. No worries, I'm on it.
Is the entire body sensory system linked? I would have to imagine something similar to that, because Belle mentions that
We're all finished here.
Ellen saved her in chapter 3 when EOS was about to get like slashed by an ethereal.
Very important. Right. The seal. My mental horse sent me a message telling me to strengthen the seal. But what could the seal actually be? Huh?
Hey, something's moving in the monument. Is it an ethereal?
Doesn't look like one, but yet, ether levels are shockingly high.
Was it the? I mean, she got saved multiple times.
It's coming.
It was from the missile and from the ethereal slash. Yeah, the color, the ether like colors from this thing are different too.
Not so fast! Behave yourself!
Phew, that was a shock. Proxy, you've seen all sorts. What kind of monster is this?
It doesn't look like an ethereal, but it doesn't look like a corrupted human either.
It also like locks in.
What's wrong?
Like it directly targets.
The world?
Oh no! Hans, Friday, come in!
Their signals are gone, and ether readings are still increasing. Be careful, everyone.
Bonk. And then it's green. And everything is like green.
It's huge. It absorbed the machines?
Uh-oh. The SFX are glitched in the cutscene.
President!
Sweepy!
It's actually... It's so funny watching this without the SFX. Just all the grunting. That's funny. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I will say though, when Grace mentions it, I think she's joking about the robots, like the way, like it was an innuendo of the robots having sex. Because everything that she mentions was like them getting tattoos or like doing drugs or like it was a like strict mom situation thing. But yes, I do think it is funny that they do literally combine later in Voltron together. I don't know. The purple with RK is very different. The purple with RK is like smoke, and it's not like that here. And the cutscene at the end of this, when we kill it...
Damn it! If this continues, we're done for!
It's a bunch of green rocks in its head.
The prototype? President!
Like when she actually does it.
Leave it to me. Come on, you punk.
Coming in to say what's up. Hello! Hello, what's up? Working on ZZZ notes. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Maybe it's a different type. Maybe he was exposed to way higher amounts of ether than what a normal human can handle. I mean, if that's what I'm... So that's what I was saying in the terms of, I think if he was, then the suit that he has, like the suit that he has on, is like stopping him from actually being corrupted. If that's even, like... If it's possible to fully stop it like that. Or like if they take the suit off, then they'll corrupt, but if they have it on, then they're fine.
They're in a stalemate.
The prototype doesn't sound good.
Sweet pea, don't force it. It's corrupting the prototype.
Almost. Come on.
It's interesting how non-merge sacrifice has a helmet and it disappears after the transformation. Yeah, it looks like it like breaks out of the bindings that it had.
Here, Kaleda. Give it a name. When you call out that name, it'll accomplish...
What's the color of the pink flying thing in Hollow Zero? It's pink. Or at least it looks pink to me.
Dad, can I really believe in you again?
Do you know about the photos in the office of the video store? Yes. Yes, yeah, we do.
Moving. Jerry!
Bonk.
Don't look down on me! We're proud to be Billabong! The power of smart construction machinery!
Okay, watch when it dies here, boys. I did tear up the first time we saw this. Like in the beta. This is why Khalid is one of my favorite characters. I agree, it's one of my favorite storylines. This one is so good. Khalid's story specifically. Yeah, see? It just got like the green rocks and shit on its head. Her screaming, J-Roy took you out of it?
You idiot. Hope you'd be proud of what Bellabox become.
So weird. But, I mean, I guess we went way off topic. But, I mean, I think we've talked about this cutscene as much as we could. It's still very, very cryptic. There's still a lot of things that we don't know, but at least we agree that it's happening and that it's showing 2 separate points in time that it's doing it. What material is that? And the monument? Do you mean like what material is the monument made out of? That I have no idea. That part I have no idea. How that thing is lethal to it? It stabbed it. It stabbed through the. I don't. It's not that the material of the monument like poisoned it, but in that cutscene it stabs through its abdomen. So it's just like they just defeated, like she just killed the ethereal that way by stabbing it through with the monument. Hors was commissioned to build the monument. Yes. Or upgrade the monument or something. Now that you look at it with proper knowledge, that whole storyline makes a lot more sense. This is why we go back. This is why we go back and look at stuff. Do they say... in chapter 2, which hollow specifically? Oh yeah, I guess it's just the... Yeah. The Limnian hollow. In the newspaper was mentioned / hinted it can't be killed. What, the sacrifice? I mean, they collected its body. At least it's deactivated. Human life was, there was human DNA found in it, yes. That thing is called sacrifice. That means they were sacrificed for something. Any ideas for what? I think it's just that you have to sacrifice a person to create it. But yeah, I that's what I was saying. My idea of behind why they were trying to create the sacrifice was it was to create an ethereal to fight ethereals, and they just lost control of the experiment. Oh, yeah. There's that line you were talking about. I've retrieved surveillance footage from the store which reveals a customer stealing a videotape from off the shelf. Eos will rush in with a surprise uppercut. Oh, no. That's so funny. All right. Yeah, is there anything else in particular that you guys want to talk about? Because I think now that we've talked about like what we want to talk about, we can chat around a little bit. You guys can ask more questions. I'll probably wrap it up here in like 30 minutes or so. If you guys want to just ask questions or throw theories out. Do you like the Pokemon Bang Boom mission? I love the Pokemon Bang Boom mission. I thought it was cool. I mean, I know it lasts a really long time, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool. All sorts of things. You know this. I know. Ask them. You can ask what you can, Mark. What you can. Is there some hints in the videotapes MC sells in the shop, or just some fun things? I think the tapes in the shop can be used to get some hints of how Eridu, like how life in Eridu was, because a lot of these are from the from Eridu's time. So there's a lot of like interesting references, but without actual stuff to like compare it to, we can't really say that there's anything super lore relevant in the movies right now. I mean, I'm sure there's something in there that we'll realize later, but right now I don't really see a notice of anything. Were the ballet twin sisters people or like puppets? They were people. They were people. What do you think the expansion zone in the map of the lore teaser referred to? A zone a new area new Eridu is expanding to, or like a zone Hollow Zero or other hollows expand to? I think that was their plan to expand new Eridu into. I think it was like, if they can expand the city, then they'll build it out that way. Can you look at the ethereal cards? I think the core and black hole of Zero. You think the core and black hole of Zero are the same? Also, is Nicole's projectiles not just mini hollows? No, they're not just mini hollows. They're different. It does use ether material to create an ether like suction, but they're technically not mini hollows. They're different. You wanted to look at the enemies, you said? Yeah, what about it specifically? I think the core and black hole of Zero are the same. I mean, they do look like mini hollows as their head. Oh. This one actually has the little, like, when they're ionized, that has the little, like, event horizon like disc shit that like Hollow Zero has, or like flattens out towards the ends. Yeah, interesting. The twins have black holes for cores. I mean, I think it's interesting that the twins don't have it on their head. The twins have it on the center of their body. I also love the design. I think the design is sick. Where's the room of brother? Are you talking about Wise's room? Wise's room is up here. Sometimes it's open. Sometimes you can go into the siblings' room. It's over here. Yeah, I love the designs of the twins. I think that's really sick. Do we think hollows have cores that start them off? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there are if there is like a core inside of a hollow, but we haven't really seen it. We haven't really seen it per se. They fight more elegantly. The twins do fight more elegantly. They do. The threat level wasn't mentioned anywhere. I saw it in your video, but not in game. The threat level. What do you mean by the threat level? Do you mean like how they mention the different metals? Like how they categorize them by different metals? Is that what you're talking about? Or what do you mean by threat level? Yeah. My room as Belle is the left one. Yeah, they have the same, like the rooms are in the same place. You just whatever sibling you choose is the one that you have access to. So mine's on the left. I think they will let us access the rooftop at some point. We've gone to the roof before, but only in like a small little cutscene, and you can't go there like by yourself. By the way, the siblings' room can open up outside of a quest. It's not necessarily quest locked. It'll just be open like randomly sometimes. I wish we could rest more than once per day. I agree. It is kind of annoying, but I get it. I mean, I get why they did it. The metal naming convention wasn't referring to how dangerous. Wasn't referring to how dangerous a certain type of thing. It is. It is. So that you can see on the Intronaut thing. There's a lot of information. A lot of information you can gather from the post here, and it is listed in. Which post is it in? I believe it's. No, that says the difference between original and companion. That talks about Internet. That talks about actual ether resistance. Bum ba-dum. Bum ba-dum. Hold on, we just saw it. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. The HIA classifies ethereals into 10 different strengths from weak to strong. Antimony, zinc, tin, manganese, cadmium, nickel, copper, bismuth, lead, and mercury. Due to the weaker ethereal levels seen in companion hollows where basic commissions occur, these are usually only SB. So usually only antimony and zinc and a few tin ethereals, which indeed present rather easy combat targets. But once you go up to manganese, things ramp up significantly. Killing a manganese ethereal usually takes a fully trained tactical support team. You like how ZZ's lore feels more like a conspiracy? Yeah, I like how we have to actually try to piece it together and it's not actually just straight up given to you like a child. It's nice. Our typical bosses are only manganese. Yeah, we only fight like the harder ones for like the bosses and stuff. Nineveh I don't think is classified in that metal thing yet. Nineveh I would say is like its own tier. I would 100% put Nineveh above any of those Like, I would not classify it within anything else. They haven't actually said that, but there's no way Nineveh classifies in the same as, like, Thanatos or something. When did you do the Soldier 11 quest? I couldn't find that on live stream. I did. I technically, it's the exact same as in the beta, so I did do the Soldier 11 quest on launch off stream when I was like level grinding. But if you want to watch my like reaction to the quest, it's in my CBT 2 playthrough, or maybe even CBT 1. I don't think they had Soldier 11's agent mission in CBT 1. I think that was a CBT 2 thing. But if you go to my playthrough in CBT 2, you can see my reaction to it. Good thing I'm taking chemistry this year. The one that Miyabi Ancestor fought, though, is to know which rank it is. We do not know what rank any of the Ethereals that the Void Hunters fought was. However, I would probably say that whatever that thing was is definitely higher than... I would say the thing that Miyabi fought, Miyabi's Ancestor fought, was probably on the same scale as Nineveh, if not higher. Because that thing was huge. Like, you saw how big that thing was? That thing was massive. Look at this thing.
Overseer.
Look how big this thing is. Also, there was more than one. There's 3 back here. I mean, that could just be like a visual thing of them like doing it, but I mean, they're in different positions. Like they're turned. But yeah, that's a big man. That's a big dude. That's a big man, dude. Yeah, I think there is something that's a little special with Nineveh, though, because Miyabi does say that she should have been able to cut through it like butter, but she couldn't. Which means she's fought things, very large things before. What does this say? In the corner? Oh, it just says online. Just says online. No way. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if all the Ethereals that the Void Hunters killed was more like Nineveh's range. Oh, by the way, I mean, this has nothing to do with like super important lore, but did you guys notice that on Bertha's design, well, I mean the twins, this shit is moving? And I'm not talking about their ass. I'm talking about this. Look at this thing. It like zips through. Isn't that weird? What is that? What is that? Well, I'll be right back. Do we agree that each set of like 7 to 8 patches will be focused on the lore / legacy of a Void Hunter? If this teaser is anything like Genshin, I mean, that would be really sick if they do. I don't think we have really any hint of them doing that right now, but I mean, that would be really sick. Right it back. Leaving us on the ass shot. Hey, listen. Listen, I've told you guys many times, redheads are my weakness. Bertha is one of the hottest women in this game. Alright? And she's got the elf ears. Come on now. Come on now. Playable Bertha win. Playable Bertha win. Yeah, the fluid magnet thing. It's interesting. I mean, it's on both of them. They both have it, but it's just really cool. Look at this little guy. Look at that little guy. They're so cute. Huh. I didn't realize some of the posters in here were different. Pathfinder Pioneer Pilot. That's interesting. Huh. There's a lot of sus things in CCC, and the HIA is the most sus. I mean, the HIA should be sus. I mean, in terms of, like, they're definitely keeping a lot of information to themselves. Is she what was brought up earlier? In terms of what? Be a little bit more specific. Those two are probably in the clan that they haven't named yet. What, the HIA clan? They just seem like researchers. I don't think they would actually be like playable or have battle experience. Well, they gave the VR system to us because we won the giveaway by being the whatever number customer that we were. Which actually, yeah, what number customer were we that they gave it to us? I wonder if that number is actually like worth looking into. $10.24. It is pretty specific of a number. Yeah. Bell just running around the HIA place. Re-roll another account. I probably will have a free-to-play account at some point. Probably. Oh, Rena! Did we were getting a Void Hunters faction? I don't think we're getting a Void Hunters specific faction. Oh. Because Miyabi's part of HSOS 6 and she's a Void Hunter. So. Yeah, the HIA Bang Boo. Yeah, look at that little guy. Look at that little man. Such a cutie. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll do Bang Boo plushies at some point. They need to. They should. I think it'd be interesting if each section has a Void Hunter. Because in that same thing that I was talking about where Sokaku and Haramasa was in the Limnian Square, or sorry, in the Ballet Twins thing, and they were like, why are we just waiting here instead of just going to the PubSec? Sokaku was like, well, we're not actually helping PubSec. We're not helping PubSec. We're helping Section 5. And he was like, we need to go now. Like, we need to go help them now then. So it'd be interesting if each section has like a Void Hunter as like the leader of each section, but we'll see. Cunning Hair's Void Hunter faction. Yeah, where's my S rank Anby? Where's my S rank Anby? Has anyone unlocked the EOS mod system yet, by the way, or did they actually take that out of the game? Has anyone gotten to that point, or did they fully remove it? $11 is S rank NB. I mean, technically, but I want actual S rank NB. I want NB doing crazy shit. EOS mod system. Yeah, in the beta there was a whenever you went to the Bangbu shop, you could modify EOS and put mods in them, and it would give you permanent buffs in the hollows. It looked like the web event. But I have yet to unlock it. Maybe they'll add it in an update. I don't know why they don't do it now. I don't know why they won't do it now. I can pull it up. I tried to find it the other day on stream, but I couldn't find it. But I mean, I'm sure I could find it in my old beta stream. I hope we get an EOS plushie. I want them to have an EOS plushie. All the... Let's see. Do I go to turbo at any point in this stream? I know what you're thinking. Scrubbing through a 10-hour stream? How would you ever find it? You'd be surprised at how fast or how often I do this and end up finding shit. Snake. I played Snake. I just don't think it would be fun to have little competitions with chat on Snake. I think that would be fun. I don't think I go to turbo at any point in this. I don't think I had a reason to. Oh. Oh, is that just me choosing the Bangbu? You do physical. You do I. Oh yeah, it's just me choosing the Bangbu. Okay. So as far as I'm aware, this is strictly combat. There should be no TV situations in the Shiyu Defend. Yeah, I can find it. Anyway, it's there. Just trust me. Just trust me. You're 45 and nothing. How are you 45? How are you 45? How did you do that? How did that happen? Do you think we'll get the vampire playable? The vampire character playable? I hope so. He seems sick. He seems really cool. His design looks really cool. The snake only taking final length instead of total length gain is an interesting choice. Yeah. What other factions would you like to see? I think it'd be really cool if we get like a full-on band group. I think that'd be really sick. Jane Doe's faction is unrevealed as of now, so maybe I legitimately truly do not think that she's technically like a new faction. I think she's a part of a I think it probably is listed as a different faction, but she's still a part of PubSec. I think she's part of a specific division in PubSec. Just like how HSOS 6 is a part of Hand. Jane Doe isn't specifically PubSec. Here's the thing. The PubSec characters that we have aren't just PubSec. They are specifically listed as criminal investigation of public security. So I think Jane Doe will be a part of an undercover thing of public security. In chat, so I think it was Fish. If Fish is here, it was what? She has the thing stab on her arm, which could be surveillance. What was it? Surveillance and Tactical Assessment Bureau or something like that. Jane Doe's not her real name. Jane Doe plays into the fact that she's an undercover character. Jane Doe is like the default no name like girl. I forget what the default dude's name is. Oh, yeah. Is it John Doe? Yeah. John Doe and Jane Doe are multiple use placeholder names that are used in the United States and the United Kingdom. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Mushroom. But yeah. Oh, medical crew would be sick. That'd be cool. He wish he was literally a doe. That would be interesting. Yeah, a little deer Thyrin. That'd be cool if we see that. All right, boys. I think for today, I think we're going to stop there. I think we're going to wrap it up. But if you guys want to ask more questions and discuss stuff with the actual community, if you're new around here, then we have I have the link to my Twitter and my Discord in the description. If you'd like to join the Discord, we discuss a lot of little lore things that we find in the Discord. So yeah, if you're new around here and you'd like to continue discussing lore, I recommend joining the Discord because we will always talk about it there. And I will do more of these. I want to do more of these little community lore sessions. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was fun. I hope you guys felt like you were able to get your word in. I tried to read chat like everyone's message as much as I could. It was going a little fast, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to doing more of these in the future. Yeah, but the next stream is probably going to be, actually I don't know when the next stream is going to be, but I'll let you know. I always say when I go live on Twitter and Discord, so if you guys are interested and you're new around here and you want to stick around, join those. I always say when I go live next. But until I see you guys in the next one, I love you all, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.